p.m., WFAN FM HD1, New York, and Odyssey Sports Station. WFAN Sports Flash.
We're brought to you by Primo Brands, the official water sponsor of MLB. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission. Good night for the two local teams. The Yankees and Rays waited out a delay, and New York came away with the 13-3 win. They came out swinging, hit 3 home runs in the first inning, back-to-back-to-back with Judge, Bellinger, and Stanton. Stanton and Bellinger, 2 home runs apiece. And, oh, by the way, Carlos Rodon, pretty good as he went 6 innings for the win. Manager Aaron Boone.
6 innings, especially after he started getting loose for the game. So that wasn't really ideal, and you're like, oh, what does that all mean? Now you're waiting around a couple hours, but really good job by him of kind of just, staying in the moment, channeling his mind right, and, a big 6 innings for us.
With the win, he's 13-7, ERA down to 3.24. Tonight, Cam Schlittler takes on Drew Rasmussen. The Yankees now a game ahead of both Seattle and Boston for the top wild card spot in the American League. The Mets, meantime, pounded the Nationals 8-1. Big night for Jeff McNeil. Mark Vientos, Brett Beatty, Juan Soto hit home runs, and David Peterson won 8 for the win. His 8th of the season, struck out 10. Kodai Senga to start tonight. The Mets remaining a game ahead of the Reds for the third wild card spot in the National League, and former Wizards guard John Wall announcing his retirement. This report brought to you by Paramus Chevrolet and by St. Joachim and Ann Nursing and Rehabilitation Center. It's 68 in Central Park, and that's what's happening. I'm Jerry Recco on WFAN, now streaming on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
It's Brandon Tierney and Sal Licata on WFAN The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
What's happening, everybody? BT and Sal on The Fan. It's been a very confusing baseball season. I'm not going to lie to you here. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, up, down, up, down, down. Been all over the map with these teams, and I'm not going to go nuts about last night because even in the Yankee win, 9 home runs is just, it's the Little League. They just went bonkers, but you still saw some things that should bother you. Ton of strikeouts, some shoddy defense. The Mets finally get a real length in the starting with Peterson going 8 innings. Thank you, Robbie, which is obviously very important for this team. So I'm not going to go nuts and say that I have incredible confidence, because I don't. I'd be lying to you that both of these teams are about to go on a real run and get themselves right and maybe even win divisions and maybe really go deep into October. I haven't felt that in a while, and I can't just jump on the air and say that today after, well, in the Yankees case, winning 3 on the road against St. Louis and then winning last night against the Rays, and, of course, the Mets trying to get their act together. And the Mets' big four starting to click together, something Sal's talked about for a while. Sal's off, by the way. So I admit this season has confused me, all right, because it's only confused me in this regard for both teams. When you're up the way the Yankees and the Mets were up for a while to start the season, like if that's legitimately who you are, and I know that there's twists and turns in the season. Clearly it's cyclical, it's a long year, things happen, understood, blah, blah, blah. But when you are that up and you look that good and you look dominant and you are believable, and the year before, both teams went far. Of course, the Yankees no longer have Soto, but you get the point. Still a lot of good players there. I never understood, and I never will, for 7 to 10 to 12 to 15 days, but for 2 months, how so up could become so down. And it's frustrated me, and it's confused me, and it's left me scratching my head because it hasn't been, and again, talking about both teams right now, it hasn't just been one thing. That's easy to identify. That's easy to address in a trade deadline, which both GMs tried to do. And I think hopefully, and I think that they did when it's all stabilized and all said and done, I think both bullpens will be very good. But you think about the starting pitching. Yankees have had a ton of injuries, and the Mets have really battled length issues most of this. Oh, well, not most of the season. Early on, they were actually really good, and then the last couple of months, they were not. Relief pitching has been an absolute circus. Defense, more for the Yankees during that span than the Mets, but defense has been problematic. Base running has been problematic. So there's been so many different versions of both of these teams that I really don't know what to believe. But I feel as if I'm kind of back to believing what I believed coming into the season, which is not amazing, but certainly more than I was a week ago or a month ago. And that's both teams are good, and that both teams are also flawed. And hopefully both teams will be able to get their act together by the time it's all said and done. You got to get hot. We could sit here and we could talk about all the different baseball things that we talk about. But if you're not hot to start the season, it really doesn't mean much. And this is a massive week for the New York Yankees. Absolutely massive. Now, I was driving back from playing golf last night. Got to get ready for the Francesa Open. Hopefully, Sal is at the range right now. That's going to be a circus tomorrow. But I'm coming back, and I was in the car for a little bit, and I played after the show, so I didn't really get home until about 8:45. So Yankees were delayed, obviously recording both games on TV, listening to the Mets, Howie, and was that you? Who did I hear Howie? I don't think I heard Howie now. I think it was Keith. Either way, get a chance to be in the car for a while listening to baseball, which was really nice. And it was just a pleasant ride. It wasn't hammering us over the head and a regurgitation of everything that's gone awry. And I'm going to make a little deal. All right, I'm going to make a little deal with everybody. I am prepared, at least now, like moving forward. And if these issues pop back up, well, then I don't know what to tell you. But right now, I think I'm prepared to let bygones be bygones. And I want to lean into this season and enjoy it. I really do. I want to lean into it. And I want to enjoy the upside and not get hung up on the negatives. But can you fault me? Can I fault you for all the calls you've made to Sal and I, and all the shows here at the station complaining about myriad issues, issue after issue after issue? But guys, we're getting to the final leg of the race here. There's 30-something games to go. And if it took a couple of twists and turns, if we had to cover our eyes to avoid looking at the car wreck for a little bit, if we had to complain about elements of underachievement, if all of that energy got us to now, which is a much better place, well, then I'm here for it. And I'm going to, not because I want to say it, not because I think that you want to hear it, I'm feeling it more than I felt it in a while for both teams. And that's a good starting point, so let's go. Good night, no doubt about it. 888-808-1019. By the way, I feel bad for our guy Boone. I'll get to the Boone Judge stuff next segment. 888-808-1019. BT and Sal on the Fan inside of our Town Fair Tire studio. Our friends at Town Fair promise you that you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. Again, very confounding baseball season for me. There's been everything. There's been screaming. There's been, puffing out our chest, putting our feet up on the table. We good, and everything in between. Now, I don't know where these final 30-some-odd games take us, but for me, can't speak for you. For me, it feels like they're both starting to turn the corner enough to jump in and lean in, and that's what I'm doing. All right, let me get first up Ralphie in Manhattan. BT and Sal on the Fan. What's happening, Ralph? How you doing today?
BT, what's happening? Last night was the exception to the rule. You got the guy actually playing, pitching old-time baseball, 8 innings, BT.
Yep.
And it rarely happens. When it happens, you look at it and say, wow, this is incredible. This is what baseball is all about. I cannot tell you how many games have been decided by a shoddy bullpen. Not just the Mets, not just the Yankees, all through baseball. The guy pitches his heart out, maybe 5 innings. There's no way in hell he should be taken from the game. But in fact, this whole formula, this whole protocol, the guy, inevitably comes out, removes him from the game for no apparent reason sometimes. And the whole season is hinging on your bullpen. And when your whole season is hinging on your bullpen, you have no real control, BT, over what's going on, because these guys are hit and miss from outing to outing. Mm-hmm. They're not even the same from one outing to the other. You don't know what you're getting, a total crapshoot. And I wonder, how long can this go on? The Major League Baseball has to change in this facet. Don't you agree?
Well, what are they going to change? I mean, in terms of the length that the young starters get, I think that's an organizational thing. And thanks for the call. No, you're not wrong. I mean, guys, we talk about, see, it's funny, we say something and we mean it and we know it, and then when it comes to fruition, it's like we want to know why it's happening. When we told you it's going to happen, and I don't just mean me and Sal or all the shows, whatever, I'm talking about all of us, when we engage in just basic baseball dialogue. How many times have we said on the air, how many times have you called up and said, these bullpens going to be shot by July? Well, that's pretty much what happened. because when there's a lack of length and there's an over-reliance on arms out of the bullpen, this is the byproduct. So we shouldn't be stunned. And listen, guys, we also shouldn't be so narrow-minded, lack of perspective to think that only the Yanks and the Mets have been plagued by this. Now, certainly there's a few other situations in baseball that have more stable bullpens. I get that. There's a couple of situations in baseball that have gotten more, not many, because this pretty much is an epidemic in baseball, where you get, 4, 3 2/3, 5 1/3, and it's just a nightly basis, 3, 4, 5 bullpen arms. And even if a guy only throws 10 or 11 pitches, well, guess what? He's got to get up. He's got to warm up. He's got to go full exertion during warm up to make sure that he's good. And then he's on the mound. Then there's a different energy you expend when you try to get the best hitters out in the world. So this is baseball. What can baseball do about it? Really nothing, unless you incentivize, which you're never going to do. I'm just throwing something stupid out. Unless you incentivize teams and rewarded teams by having starters go longer and deeper, and that would lead to the minimization of all these middle relief arms. But that's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. So this is, rather than reinvent the wheel, because I think it's impossible to do it at this point, just embrace where we are. And, understand, again, this is a Yankee-Met thing here pertaining to both teams. Understand that when both teams' stars show up and hit, and I do think it's very appealing that the Mets' top 4 are beginning to gel simultaneously. Judge is starting to hit the ball a little bit better. The Yankees, 9 home runs. I don't get too wrapped up on the home runs. You remember, I guess that was the first Twins game where the Yankees scored 6 runs but hit 4 solo home runs. I didn't go nuts about that because to me that was the model that I've seen too often. And too often an over-reliance or abundance of home runs and a lack of either situational hitting or clutch hitting or bullpen or whatever other, defense, whatever, the World Series against the Dodgers. I am long past going bonkers over home runs. But when the home runs come and the other stuff is there, and there's been enough evidence for both of these teams that they're beginning to marry into one, well, now I can begin to reformulate what I think that these teams could do. And that's where I am, but it feels good. Let me get Phil in Dublin, Pennsylvania. Free Odyssey app, BT and Sal. What's happening, Phil?
Hey, BT, how are you?
I'm good, bud. How you doing?
Two points. I want to make one point that I talked about in advance and make another two relating to what you just said. First point is I think both teams are not as good as they think they are when things are going well and not as bad when they're in the slump. I think overall you're talking about teams that are pretty good. They're not great teams. They're pretty good teams, right? And most of baseball is pretty good. I would say probably the Milwaukee Brewers are the only team that's excellent so far this year, right? But my second point relates to what you were just talking about, which is the pitching. The use of starting pitchers by Aaron Boone has been terrible. Automatically almost, he takes these guys out after 5 innings or at the beginning of the 6th inning. Mm-hmm. And, I know starting pitcher mentality. These starters, they want to go longer some cases, right? And when you think about it, right, using 44% of your game, which is 4 innings out of every 9 for your bullpen, no wonder the bullpen's exhausted.
Phil, hold on one sec, Phil, because I want to have a conversation about something. So you talk about how, and you just said, these are your words, not mine, how these starting pitchers want to go deeper. You said that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I agree, but if they're not conditioned to go deeper, then it doesn't really matter what they want.
Well, I think they potentially could be conditioned to go deeper.
Well, potentially is different than being conditioned.
True.
Okay.
True.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I agree. I just feel like there's way too much reliance on pitch counts. It's ridiculous. There's not going to be that much difference between 100 pitches and 105. Nothing magical happens at the 100th pitch, right?
I agree.
The guy just, 5 more pitches. Come on.
I agree. I agree. Now, last night, thanks for the call there, Phil. So with Rodon, right, you see the score. Say if you didn't watch the game, oh, my God, the Yankees hit 9 home runs. Perfect day to just throw fastballs and challenge hitters and have a fairly economical pitch count and, go 7 innings, right, and let everybody relax. There's no Tim Hill doesn't need to pitch again. Well, he did. Well, but the reason that he did is because Carlos Rodon First of all, Jazz's defense was all over the map last night. I don't know what the hell was going on with him. But he just really labored. At one point in the second inning, he was, now I don't know exactly what he finished at in the second because I was in the middle of something. But at one point I looked up, I said 46 pitches in inning number 2. So is that Boone's fault? No. I mean, I know he was sweating. He didn't have a great grip on the ball. He was throwing a lot of pitches. Clearly, the defense wasn't exactly airtight. You add it all up, and you look up, and you 60-something in the third or whatever it was, and you're not going deep. No matter what you say, no matter what I say, no matter how much we pine for the old days. You want your head to spin. Rami, do me a favor, just or Dove, since Rami's on the phone. Look this up real quick, Dove. Help me out. I know I've done it before, but I just want exact point of reference. Go back to Tom Seaver's stats. Let's go back to Tom Seaver. Now, the money and the reliance of these franchise, and I don't mean like bonus draft money. I'm talking about big contract money that Garrett Cole got, that Scooble's about to get, that Fried got, that kind of stuff, right? But you look at Tom Seaver's early years, and I know they were back in the day. Well, yeah, back in the day, they used their legs when they pitched. I think Tom Seaver may have had the best, most mechanically flawless windup of all time because he used his lower half, which absorbed some of the pain and some of the taxing on his shoulder and his elbow. But anyway, he comes out, and he's like 21, 22. He's throwing 297 innings. Can you read, Dove, in succession, say the first 5 years of just the innings pitch for Tom Seaver?
In 67... 251.
It's a rookie. Yeah.
68, 278.
Wow.
69, good year for the Mets, 273 and a third.
There you go.
1970, 290 and 2/3.
Yeah, that's the one that jumped out to me. Okay, 290. 290.
And 71, it was 286 and a third.
I mean, it's now, to be fair to the conversation, at that point, Tom Seaver and, all the others, the Gibsons, the Marichals, the greats, right? And even those into the 70s and 80s, Nolan Ryan, et cetera. And even to an extent, somebody like Greg Maddux and Randy Johnson and Clemens to an extent, because steroids infiltrated the game. But back then, like when Tom Seaver's coming up, number one, he's facing a pitcher. So he's got 8 guys he's got to mow down. And of the 8 who actually can theoretically hit, because still 2 or 3 could not, 2 guys were threats to drop down bunts or a little punch and Judy, 6 hopper the other way to right field. So you can navigate that much more stress-free. And when you do that, you can throw, because the last caller's right. It's not about the pitch count per se. It's about, how laborious is the outing. And when you've got a guy, and, right now, to at least defend the modern game to an extent, even these guys, everybody seemingly hits 220, 230. It drives me nuts. But every one of these guys, maybe with the exception of Tampa's leadoff hitter, who's got no home runs. I mean, Arias from San Diego. Almost every batter, if you leave a fat pitch, can take you yard. And you've got to prevent, and you got to guard against the fat pitch. And when you do that, it's the overexertion. And when you overexert just to get through an inning or a 7-hitter, like the guys back in the day didn't have to, residually that adds up. So there's a lot of reasons why these guys don't go deep. It's not necessarily anybody's fault, but it is what it is. Let me get Sal in Brooklyn. Sal, BT and Sal on the fan. What's going on, Sal?
BT, what's going on, my good man?
Hello, Sal.
Well. Hey, listen, we're starting pitching. I mean, seriously. It's scripted. Right now, every team sits down. You know it. And you say it all the time. It's just that people aren't listening to you, Sal, when you go through it.
Yep.
Booney already has it scripted out for him. It's not him coming out to pull somebody out because he says the guy's washed. He gets it from upstairs that says, hey, he's at 100 pitches. Take him out. Peterson didn't go 8 innings because he was pitching great. He went 8 innings because he was at 87 pitches. It's not about how they're pitching, man. Come on, you know that.
Well.
Seaver, hang on,
Go ahead,
please.
Sal.
Seaver, and I loved him. A Yankee fan, I loved Seaver the way he pitched. But these guys in the old days, Gibson, Seaver, you could throw out Carlton, whoever.
Yep.
They didn't come out with trying to reach 100 miles an hour with every pitch.
Yeah.
They pitched.
Yeah, I know.
They weren't afraid to pitch to contact, man.
I know.
They were just taught different. I'm not mad at today's game.
No.
I know. But just, if everybody's trying to crush Boone, I mean, he's done some bonehead things. Don't get me wrong. But to say, he took him out after 4.5. The guy's at 102 pitches. That's it. That's the Mendoza line for pitches. You're at 100, get him out. What part of the game it is.
Depends where you are in the game. Thanks for the call there, Sal. Now Boone did come out, I guess a week or so, 10 days ago, and Max Fried convinced him to stay out there. He let him. Didn't necessarily work out, but I don't listen. And even though we had Aaron on yesterday, and we ask him this stuff all the time, and we'll get to the Boone Judge stuff next. I'll incorporate that coming up here on the show, I promise. We'll get back to the calls as well. But it's not, okay, it's written in stone. We get to 100 pitches, he's out. It's mapped out, and I don't love it, but I understand it. It's collaborative. It is mapped out. It's like, okay, if we get to this part of the game with this kind of a lead and this part of the order is up based on where our pitcher is or could be, like there are multiple scenarios that are laid out. And, that's okay, provided it's not 100%, that's what we're doing. Sometimes the eyes have to tell a different story. And, I'll give you an example. Like, if you have a very early pitch count that is it's trending the wrong direction. You're like, this is going to be 4 innings. And after throwing 45 over 2 or even 50 over 2, you start to cruise and you get some quick contact, some quick outs. Nobody's squaring up the baseball. Well, in my opinion, even though you get to a pitch count that is untenable for most, I would let him keep going because the most recent eye test tells me there's an adjustment made. Let him go with it. Let me save an arm. Let me roll the dice. It's not what they do. But the bottom line is this. For me, today, I'm feeling pretty good about these teams today. And I've wanted to feel really good about these teams all year. I haven't. Outside of spurts to start the season. The inconsistencies have been maddening. Nobody says it's got to go on forever. Is this the start of a galvanizing Yankee and Met run to finish up the regular season? BT and Sal on the Fan.
Here's a high drive right field. Line drive, goodbye.
The Yankees and Rays play ball. 7:35 tonight. Driven by Jeep.
That was an extraordinary play.
Susan Waldman and Dave Sims call all of the action. The home of Yankees baseball is the Fan. 101.9 FM and always live on the free Odyssey app.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Together, let's drive at Paramus Chevrolet. For just $327 a month and $30.44 due at delivery, lease a brand new Blazer EV 40 Wagon LT with all-wheel drive for 24 months. Buying, enjoy 0.0% APR financing for well-qualified buyers. Visit ParamusChevrolet.com today.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like to check the GPS directions first before driving to the mall.
Turn right at the light. In 1,000 miles, you will reach Montreal.
Not Montreal, the mall.
Recalculating. 6,000 miles to Nepal.
No, the mall.
Checking first is smart.
Recalculating.
So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Dunkin's $6 meal deal is kind of wild. You get a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, 6-piece hash browns, and a medium hot or iced coffee, all for $6. That's the main character meal energy you need this fall. Get it now in Dunkin' stores or order ahead on the Dunkin' app. No substitutions. Participation and times may vary. Offer price varies in California and Hawaii. Limited time offer cannot be combined with other offers. Exclusions and terms apply.
We're always talking New York sports on The Fan.
BetMGM is making your next golf tournament winner bets more exciting with Second Chance. What's Second Chance? Ever bet on your favorite golfer to win a tournament only to see them miss the green? Well, with BetMGM's Second Chance promotion, you'll get your stake back in cash if your tournament winner bet finishes in second instead. That's right. Simply bet on any player to win a scheduled golf tournament during a promotional week. If you're right, you win. But if your pick finishes in second instead of first, you get your stake back in cash. Watch your favorite players go for the win all season long and bet knowing you'll get your stake back if they finish second. Log in today and make your picks with BetMGM. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus years of age or older to wager. New Jersey and New York only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards paid back in unrestricted withdrawable funds. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, help is available. In New Jersey, call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY at 467-369.
Hey, healthcare workers of New York. Are you looking to make a difference? Saints Joachim and Ann Nursing and Rehabilitation Center is actively hiring nurses and CNAs. Call 718-714-4800. That's 718-714-4800.
Hey, Yankees fans, come out to Yankee Stadium on Friday, September 5th, when the Yankees host the Toronto Blue Jays, and be ready to receive the Yankees promotional giveaway. It's Austin Wells football jersey night. The first 18,000 guests will receive an Austin Wells football jersey, presented by Bank of America. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com/tickets. Again, don't miss the Yankees and Blue Jays for Austin Wells football jersey night on Friday, September 5th. Visit Yankees.com/tickets today.
You matter, and so does your well-being. If you're facing tough moments, struggling with anxiety, depression, thoughts of suicide, or substance use, help is here anytime you need it. Call, text, or chat 988 for free confidential support. New Jersey's 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is here 24/7 for you or someone you love, with trained counselors who listen and care without judgment. You matter. Remember New Jersey's 988. A message from the New Jersey Department of Human Services.
The keys to an unforgettable adventure? They're waiting for you at your local Ford store, where the summer sales event is in full swing. Imagine discovering that gem of a campsite in a Ford Explorer, effortlessly towing your boat to the lake with a Ford Expedition, or beach days and ice cream runs in an all-electric Mustang Mach-E. These aren't just SUVs, folks. These are your ticket to freedom, built with legendary capability, comfort, and connectivity. So get to your local Ford store and get summer savings on a Ford SUV engineered for pure fun.
Talk New York sports here. The Fan.
All right, 10:28 back on The Fan. BT and Sal's Brandon Tierney, Sal the Cotta Show. 888-808-1019 is the number. Got some good football stuff for you today. Talking Yanks and Mets. And I ask you the question out of the chute here. Both teams showing signs of busting out. Is it real? We've been down this road before with this team, with both of these teams this year. And listen, I also said to start the show that, to me, I've said this before, I think it's become very hard to decipher what's real and what's not, you know? And, I get a lot of this, wow, God, you guys change your opinion. I mean, wow, yeah, because when I am provided evidence to the contrary, I am open-minded enough to change my opinion. Otherwise, I would just be, married to something that's wrong. Now, the new opinion can also be wrong, but that's the dance we do. And you think about this year, I'll get back to the calls as I said, but from a Yankee perspective, okay, I didn't love it because I wanted Soto. I liked the pivot to plan B, thought they'd catch the ball better, all that stuff we talked about a million times. And by the way, for a while they did. And then they morphed into a train wreck. They were starting to look like the Savannah Bananas without trying to actually look like the Savannah Bananas, And I was confused and I was pissed, and so were you. And then the Mets, who, even though they got to the NLCS, it was just so obvious how much better the Dodgers were last year in the playoffs. Well, you guys get Juan Soto, and I'm sitting there saying, all right, Vientos, year 2, here we go. And, Alvarez, growth there, and do this and do that. And all the reasons why I thought the Mets would be good this year, there was just a lot of evidence to the contrary. I mean, the Yankees starting rotation coming into the season was supposed to be, don't forget about this, guys, was supposed to be Garrett Cole, hasn't thrown a pitch, Luis Heel has wound up missing 85 to 90% of the season, and Clark Schmidt, who's a back of the rotation guy, and maybe in a way, I don't want to say it's a blessing in disguise that he got hurt, but it did open the door for Schlittler, who I really like. But Clark Schmidt, for a winning team with 95-plus win aspirations and a World Series aspiration, with a big-time offense most nights, that's a terrific fifth starter. So 60% of the Yankees rotation, not here. And then for the season. And then Minaya missed a massive chunk. And then Senga went down. And then Vientos was invisible. So when I tell you, I mean, I'm not embarrassed to say it. I throw my hands up. I'll say, I don't know if it's fully real. Because there's been so many mixed signals and different storylines that you'd have to have, you'd be the biggest homer in the world or just naive, maybe, to say, oh, this is absolutely the turning point. So I'm not saying that, but I feel that it could be. And I haven't even felt that in a while. 888-808-1019. How about Adam down in South Jersey? BT and Sal on the Fan. What's up, Adam?
What's up, Brandon? How you doing, my Brooklyn brother? Hope the family's well.
I am good, Big Adam. What's cooking?
All right, man. So I called to talk about the season, but quick, I just want to make a comment about the pitchers, if you'll allow me.
Yep, go for it.
I think it's as simple. I think you know this because you played. It starts all the way at the bottom level. Back when I was a young kid pitching, I was pitching 4 or 5 times a week, full games. So I think pitchers then that ended up becoming professional, their arms were strengthened, and they also weren't making the money they are now. So teams weren't as worried about their investment as they are now.
Yep.
Now, these are millions and millions of dollars of investment, and like any brokerage firm, they're protecting their investment. So that's my simple statement on the pitching. I think when it comes to baseball seasons, the way it's all designed and the way it goes down now, Brandon, I think it's pretty simple. It's become like a basketball game. A basketball game is a game of runs. I think the season has become a season of runs for teams now. Like one of your callers said before, well, other than Milwaukee, who's been the best team. Well, Milwaukee's only been the best team because they've been hot for 2 months now.
Yes, that's
when
true.
Other teams went sour.
Yeah. You're right.
And I think it's really a matter of who gets hot at the right time when you get to the postseason. It doesn't matter if you're a wild card. Don't matter if you win the division.
Yeah.
If your pitchers get hot, your bats start going, you're going to win. If you're in one of those slumps like the Yankees and Mets were just in for the last 2 months, you're going to fall on your face. It's simple.
I think you laid out well, Adam, and thanks for the call. I mean, now, here's the thing. I totally agree. You get hot, and then it's, you just go on a roll, and who knows what happened. I mean, the Diamondbacks a couple of years ago, they win, Rami, 83, 84 games in the World Series. So you never know, all right? But I would feel a lot better about, and I think this plagues the Yankees a little bit in a bad way, a little bit more than the Mets. But if the Yankees, because anybody could get hot, so that's obviously on the table. 84, thank you. But the ability to consistently hit situationally, I mean, nobody's going to hit 1,000, but let's face it, there's a reason why the Yankees lose a lot of extra inning games and don't get bunts down. So I think you've got a greater chance to get hot in October when you hit the ball the other way, you put the ball in play, you got a good bullpen, you got some speed, you catch the baseball. And too many of those variables have been a little too intermittent for my taste for many years for the Yankees. Now, I will be fair, and Boone said this to us, and I don't think he's wrong. All right, I didn't agree with everything he said. I'll get to the Judge stuff as well. But he did say to us yesterday, he's like, listen, I know it seems like it's just us because there's no greater stage. And the day-to-day dissection for New York baseball is off the charts. There's nothing like it. All right, you get a little bit of Fenway up in Boston, a little bit in Philly as well. But there's 2 fan bases here, 9 million people. It's loud. And he's right, all right? But if you actually then go and look at, whether it's errors or some other advanced stats that would kind of highlight sloppy play, what Aaron was saying was, I mean, we're not quite as bad as you think. And he's right. Now, that doesn't make me feel great because that's not incredibly reassuring. Like, well, we're not as bad as you think with some of that stuff. I want it to be the opposite. No, we're better than you think, That would be some reinforcement. But, it's It's been a wild, wacky season, and the days of just showing up from a Yankee perspective and bludgeoning people because you got Pex and A-Rod and obviously Jeter and Robbie Cano and Posada and Swisher. I mean, those days are over because the other teams are a lot better. Baseball's changed. We know that. So with the change of baseball, it's okay to understand that there's going to be more change in how we feel about our teams. And I'm raising my hand. There were now maybe 2000 when the Yankees beat the Mets in the Subway Series. That September, the Yankees were ghastly. I mean, they were. I think they were 7-22. I mean, it was disgusting. I was stunned. I wasn't stunned when they beat the Mets, but I was stunned that they actually wound up being World Series champions. Like in real time, if you were next to me in 2000, that would have been an interesting conversation 25 years ago with me. Oh my God! I promise you. I was saying this team's not winning anything. And I was saying that then coming off a championship in 96, 98, 99. And almost in 97 because that's when Alomar took Mo deep in the playoffs with the Indians and the Yankees, then Indians. So it's just changed a lot. And I don't think we can expect to judge, or we shouldn't judge the team. I don't know how I want to say it because you always want to hold them accountable, and we always will. But maybe the wild fluctuations in analysis, maybe we could pull that in a bit. And when I say I'm just really talking for myself. Maybe you got to learn when you lose 3 in a row. It's not the end of the world. It's not pleasant, but it doesn't mean the season's a wrap. Let me get Charlie and Bethpage. Charlie, BT and Sal, what's happening?
BT, how are you, buddy?
Good. How you doing, Charles?
Hey, listen, I had a good time listening to you and the Boney and with Sal yesterday, but boy, we have a code in Long Island. We don't rat on our friends. Sal from Ronkonkoma giving you up there.
Well,
the Boney, but
yeah, he did. Hey, and by the way, a lot of people beat him to it. I mean, when it's in the New York Post, I'm pretty sure that Aaron Boone knew about it. Talking about the ejection, of course, which I did not deserve. Yes. Sal was a little side swipe with that.
Without a doubt, but it was good. It was very amusing, and thank you.
Yeah.
But let's get to the Mets. I mean, breaking news last night. Met pitcher going 8 innings. I mean, about time I got to see that. Yeah. I thought I'd see something on CNN about that. And then finally, the bottom of the lineup, hitting. Everybody was involved last night, and that's the Mets I expected to see this year. Vientos and Beatty and everybody pitching in last night. It can't just be the top 4 guys. So we need everyone put out. If they play like that, I'm telling you right now, because nothing's better when the New York Mets and the New York Yankees are playing together, and it makes for an exciting city. We all get jumped. We all go after each other. And, listen, we can dream about the city subway series, but there'll be nothing like that. And right now, both teams are playing well, and it's a nice run, but we got to keep it. We cannot go into one of those 13 for 15 losses again.
No. That's the end of the road if that happens. Now, you lose 2 out of 3, that's different. You can quickly stabilize that. If either the Yankees or the Mets go on a pronounced run of bad stuff, that team's not making the playoffs. That's where we're at. Like, the wiggle room's out. The margin for error is shrunk. 888-808-1019, but the point is, I'm starting to feel it in my bones that that's not going to happen, which is a very good thing. All right, coming up, speaking of Boone, Judge, we'll get to that. The skip had to answer some questions yesterday, first from us and then from everybody. We'll get to that. 888-808-1019, BT and Sal here on The Fan. Sal is off. Tomorrow, the Francesa Open. Me, Sal, and JJ. God, what a crew that is. All right, on Tuesday, August 26th, it's FanDuel Futures Day, a new holiday for football fans. 24 hours of deals on all your football. I can't wait for football. On all your football season predictions, take a flyer on the MVP race. Maybe sprinkle a little something on Jaden Daniels to win the award, or maybe C.J. Stroud bounces back. Maybe a healthy Dak Prescott can win his first. Crown your champion in August. Maybe the Bills finally do it. Maybe Philly goes a little back-to-back. Hope not. Or maybe a long shot like Cincy or the Packers get hot and win it all. Either way, parlay division winner dark horses. Mark the calendars. This is your day for your hunches, your hot takes, Your calls, your odds. Visit the FanDuel app today and start planning your futures bets now, because Futures Day is one day and then it's gone. We love the app around here. It's safe and secure. And when you win, you get paid right away. FanDuel, play your game. FanDuel Sportsbook, the official partner of us here at WFAN, 21+, and physically present in New York. And for help with a gambling problem, please call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
It's Evan and Kiki. Afternoons on the Fan, 101.9 FM.
The Yankees mashed in April and May. We have gotten to August. They suck for 2 months, but everybody points to stats that include April and May. That is not the Yankees we've seen of late. Stop it.
Listen to Evan and Kiki on demand on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Boomer Esiason with an Odyssey Sports Minute. 4 decades after my college roommate Frank Reich graduated the University of Maryland, he's back in the ACC, albeit as an interim head coach at Stanford. His former Colts quarterback Andrew Luck, now the Cardinal GM, cajoled him out of retirement. Starting quarterback Ben Gulbranson, an Oregon State transfer, is very fortunate to have Frank and Andrew as mentors. I'm Boomer Esiason.
Lowe's knows tough jobs call for tougher tools. The new DeWalt Elite Series power tool accessories are built to last for the pro who doesn't stop. With precision fitment, durability, and impact resistance, finishing jobs faster has never been easier. Shop the new DeWalt Elite Series at an everyday low price, exclusively at Lowe's. We help, you save.
Damn, Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea just got harder with Twisted Tea Extreme. Twisted Tea Extreme is made with real brewed tea, goes down smooth, and an 8% kick of alcohol. Dial up the fun with Twisted Tea Extreme. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, we believe athletes are defined by their journey, not the medals they win. And creating a safer stage for all levels of competition is our priority. Join the movement to end abuse at uscenterforsafesport.org.
Connecticut's best values at Town Fair Tire. They honor all manufacturer and valid competitor rebates, offer the most free services for life, plus give you the guaranteed lowest price. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here. Based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Hear that? That's the beginning of a journey powered by the confidence that comes from driving a vehicle so reliable, it's backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Where your journey ends? Well, that's up to you. Visit your local Kia dealer today. Kia, movement that inspires.
See retailer for warranty details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available.
Get ready for more BT and Sal on the Fan.
Lunch was great. Greenwich Village is a fun spot.
Can we stop at a bathroom?
Are you all right?
I keep having stomach issues after eating, like diarrhea, gas and bloating, abdominal pain, and sometimes oily stools.
Sound familiar? Those stomach issues may actually be a pancreas issue called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. Creon pancrelipase may help manage EPI. Creon is a prescription medicine used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. Call 800-633-9110 or visit creoninfo.com to learn more. That's creoninfo.com.
I'm asking my doctor about EPI and if Creon could help.
Tune in to the BT and Sal Show weekdays from 10 to 2 on The Fan, presented by your Tri-State Cadillac dealers. Cadillac is the official luxury vehicle of the New York Mets.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you could hear Old Spice Fiji Antiperspirant, what would it sound like? First, you'd start with Fiji Antiperspirant's amazing scent of palm trees. Add pure notes of fresh coconut and layer on 24/7 odor and sweat protection. You won't hear any dyes or parabens because with Fiji, you won't have any. So while your regular antiperspirant sounds like this, Old Spice Fiji sounds like this. Sounds like it smells amazing.
Now at Verizon, lock in our low price, plus free roaming included in Puerto Rico. Discover the best mofongo, post that perfect sunset on La Isla, and save big with Verizon while you do it. Switch and get 4 lines for just $30 per line. See? Just $30 per month with unlimited welcome with autopay plus taxes and fees. Plus calls, texts, and data in Puerto Rico included, so you can use your phone sin problema. Stop by your New York Verizon store today. For unlimited welcome in times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds.
Get connected with WFAN to talk about your favorite teams. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
All right, time for the Wendy's Yankees Turning Point of the Game contest. 9 bombs matching their all-time high. 9. Are you kidding me? Wendy's, the official hamburger of the Yankees, who went bonkers last night in their own crib. Be the first one to identify last night's turning point of the game at 866-540-WFAN. That's 866-540-9326. You'll get 2 pair of tickets to a remaining 2025 Yankees regular season game. We're inside of 40, so they all mean something. All from your flagship station for Yankees baseball, The Fan. It's 10:47 on The Fan. BT and Sal. Sal is off. I'll see him tomorrow. Golfing with Francesa and JJ. Hopefully we'll get some video out of that. Certainly some stories when we get back on Friday. 888-808-1019 is the number, and I'll get back to those calls in a moment. Just this certainly with the Yankees, with the sweep in St. Louis last night, smoking a Rays team that they should smoke, showing signs, and the Mets with 8 innings from Peterson and Vientos showing some signs, and the Mets top 4 beginning to click really simultaneously for the first time all year. How real is that hope or that belief? Those are 2 very different things. The belief, I'm going to go with belief, you have for these baseball teams. That's the topic, 888-808-1019. Here's another topic for you. All right. So I'm golfing yesterday, trying to get some swings in before I embarrass myself tomorrow. And Sal shoots me a text. We start going back and forth. And listen, one thing, I very rarely shut off from work. People sometimes ask me, how do you get ready for a show? How much time do you spend preparing for a show? Honestly, my answer is always. I could see a commercial that might trigger something. I could see a documentary that's got nothing to do with sports. I can hear a song. I could see something at a stoplight in Manhattan. So to me, it's all fertile in terms of material, right? So, but you have to unplug a little bit. I don't care who you are. So when I play golf, which is less and less frequent based on the kids' activities, I don't want to be bothered. If my wife needs me, she'll call me. If one of the kids they'll call me. That's it. I could get to the text later. I don't need to check social media. I don't really care. But Sal texts me, and he's telling me what's going on with the Judge stuff, which I had not known yet. And this goes into our conversation with Aaron Boone, who was on the show yesterday. If you missed it, just go back to the free Odyssey app, rewind it. It was great. He even took some shots on me getting bounced in that 10U game. Either way, so Boone, here's the thumbnail sketch. Boone expressed what I thought was pretty strong doubt as to whether or not Aaron Judge would be able to resume throwing normally the rest of the season. Now, I didn't really think that he would be able to get back to max level. I just never thought that. When you have a flexor tendon, you haven't been in the outfield for a couple of weeks, you go for an MRI, you're on the IL. Like, I don't just think it's going to be like, all right, hey, Judge is good, couple of Motrin, let's go. 95 from right field, let's go. Let's see the hose, let's go. Be Dave Winfield again. Be Clemente. No, the guy's arm is banged up. So what I thought Boone said made great sense. Like, next year when we're talking about, or even now because he just started his rehab, but when we're talking about Garrett Cole and as he resumes and starts to amp up his throwing, and I know that he threw a couple of weeks back, just early stage, not off a mound, early stages, there will be a progression and there will be checkpoints that we will parachute into. All right, he long toss from 60. He's up to 90. He's up to 100. He's on flat ground. He's on a mound. He's just fastballs. All right, here's the secondary stuff. That's how it goes. So when Aaron told us that he's up to 150 feet and we followed up, is he zipping the ball? Is he doing long toss? Like, it was fairly unclear because I really don't think that Aaron Boone knows. And despite what Aaron Judge said, which I appreciate because that guy's a gamer, there's no way that Aaron Judge can know. Now, he knows better how he feels for sure than Boone or me or you or Sal, obviously. But I don't want to say that I side with Aaron, but I believe Aaron when he says, I think the pushback from Judge is just him being the competitor that he is, which I truly do appreciate and respect. Now, the way it's being framed by some of you troublemakers out there is that, and I've heard this, and I've gotten texts, I've gotten tweets, I've seen it all. How the hell does the manager, how does he not see Aaron Judge throw a baseball? All right, you know what? I kind of thought the same thing. I'd be lying if I said I didn't think the same thing. I got to keep it real. I mean, there was video of him throwing with Stanton. I don't know, was it 149 feet, 153 feet? I don't know. I didn't have the ruler out. But I saw that Aaron Judge had a baseball in his right hand, and he was advancing in a way that was going a spherical object toward his teammate, Giancarlo Stanton. Like, I saw that. And if you want to be, again, not even a troublemaker, because I did have a similar thought. I'm like, that is a little peculiar. That's a little odd. How does the manager of the Yankees with his star player, how has he not seen him throw the baseball in 2 weeks? That was a little odd. I'm not going to lie to you. Now, the next thing is the pushback from Judge. I don't think that was like condescending or, Boone doesn't know what he's. I think they've got a great relationship. I really do. Yeah, I think maybe one of the reasons why, Boone gets the extension is because he has a great relationship with Aaron Judge. I don't think that's out of bounds to say that. I don't think Aaron was taking a shot at all. I think that was a guy who's digging in, who, let's face it, is probably a little bit nervous about his current baseball immortality. And the pushback is, okay, I'm fine. Now, the wording seemed a little, not confrontational, a little more direct than Aaron Judge. I mean, we haven't had a Yankee controversy in I feel like it's been years. And to me, that's always been one of the best things about Aaron Boone, and I've always said that. He handles the noise well. He is able to quell concerns or mitigate disaster in terms of PR stuff. Better than anybody, probably that I've seen in a while. From a Yankee perspective, he's very good at that. And I think it's a great asset. Eventually, you got to win a World Series. He knows that. He even told us yesterday, if I don't win, it is what it is. Come on. What are we, idiots here? You don't get a 20-year job to be the manager of the Yankees. You got to win. He knows that. I don't think it's a big deal. I just don't. I remember when I had my Tommy John surgery. Again, it's not to compare myself to Aaron Judge, but it's just it's like a bunker mentality where, this was in the mid-'90s. This is a million years ago, obviously. And I'm like, I'm not missing a year. There's no way I'm missing a year. I'm going to miss my senior year in college? Not a chance in hell that's happening. And I didn't. And I came back like an idiot after 4 months from full Tommy John. And all these years later, in my early 50s, my elbow throbs every day because of my idiocy. But you know what? As a 22 or 21, whatever I was, year-old competitor who knew he wasn't good enough to go pro, you would have had to shoot me or stone me to not let me finish my senior year. And again, it's just a bunker mentality, and I get it. So I don't have an issue with it. I think it got a little bit overblown. And I also do think, just to put the wrap on this, now you guys can bring it up. If you disagree, that's fine. I don't know that my take is universally acceptable for everybody. I'm sure there's some bleep stirrers out there that want to get it going, and that's fine. But I also thought that Aaron Boone's response after it was perfect. Rather than get defensive, yeah, well, you're not going to win that bad. It's Aaron Judge, all right? You're not going to win that. So what he said was, I probably overstated it, or, along the lines of I probably shouldn't have said that. Own it, man. What did he say exactly, Rom? Something like that.
He still said, though, I don't think it might be 70 to 80. Of course, once he goes out there, he'll be able to do it, but it might be 70, 80%.
Yeah, but the way he was able to deflect it and not keep it going is my point. He owned it. He absorbed it, took it on the chin a little bit. What happens? Judge hits a home run. That ball was mashed, by the way, right off the hitter's eye. Jeez. And the Yankees cranked out 9 home runs. So at least, for a day, disaster averted. But the other thing, too, is, guys, this is not the 1970s. Let me give you an example. Let's say this was, instead of Aaron Judge, let's say this was Reggie. All right? Billy couldn't stand Reggie, so probably not the best example. But let's just say they had a good relationship. I know it got better when they won the championships, but it was terrible for most of his career, 5 years here. And let's say that Reggie had a flexor tendon. I feel like back in the 70s and the 80s, I'm not saying the trainer wouldn't be involved at all, but I feel like Billy or Lasorda or the Sparky, those old school managers, they would have more eyes on their player, and it would be more like, all right, he looks fine, he can play, he's good. Hey, how do you feel? You good, Reg? All right, you play tonight. Now it's all medically driven. So, yes, it did strike me as odd when I heard, or when Aaron said that he hasn't seen me throw in 2 months. I don't, 2 weeks, I don't understand that part, but it is all on the trainers here. The trainers watch, they do the tests, they do the measurements, they tell the manager, and they go from there, which is also part of the reason why I really think what you heard from Judge is more bunker mentality than reality. Because what Boone, even if he didn't see it, I could promise you the interactions with the training staff is going to guide him in his opinion. All right, 888-808-1019. BT and Sal, back to the Yanks and Mets calls next on The Fan.
Mets or Yankees, Jets or Giants, doesn't matter. WFAN breaks it all down with passion, knowledge, and non-stop New York energy. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always streaming on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
This is Sal Licata. If you live in New Jersey, your electricity rates are going up. Again. If your current cooling system is over 15 years old, get ahead of that rate increase now with a new high-efficiency Carrier AC system. There's only one company to call. It's my friends at Edison Heating and Cooling, New Jersey's air conditioning experts for decades. Take it from me. You'll save money and stay cooler. These guys are experts. Contact my friends now at EdisonHVAC.com. That's EdisonHVAC.com.
This summer, stay cool and hydrated with the official water of Major League Baseball, Primo Brands. With Primo Brands water delivery, you get premium hydration from trusted brands like Poland Spring, Pure Life, and Saratoga, delivered right to your door. Stock up for the game or just keep everyone refreshed. Still, sparkling or flavored, there's something for everyone. And the best part, you call the shots. Whether you need a few cases or a few weeks supply, Primo's flexible delivery fits your schedule. So step up to the plate, hydrate like a pro with Primo Brands, the official water sponsor of MLB. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
When your name's on the paint job, your primer better hold up. Painters trust Kills primers for serious adhesion, stain blocking, and a finish that lasts. Now, the full Kills lineup is available exclusively at the Home Depot. Need it fast? Get same-day or next-day delivery, or order online and pick it up in-store. Kills primers. Pro results faster. The Home Depot. If you're a pro, you know.
This is the Duke's Country Song. It's a song about the best mayo. It has a yellow lid, and its full name is Duke's Mayonnaise. Get Duke's Mayo in store. It's got twang.
More
Mazda buyers choose Ramsey Mazda during the Mazda More to Move You sales event. Get 1.9% financing on a new 2025 Mazda CX-50. No payments for 90 days. Or lease for $239 for 33 months. Start shopping now at RamseyMazda.com. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda.
Call 833-853-2970 for lease details. VIN SN 319033. MSRP $32,785. Zero security deposit. APR $1748 for $1,000 finance. Ends 9/2/25.
Head to Citi Field as the Mets wrap up the month of August with a homestand against the Phillies and Marlins, Monday, August 25th through Sunday, August 31st. On Tuesday, the first 15,000 fans will get S&Y Players Pins, featuring Gary, Keith, and Ron. Stay after Friday's game for fireworks, weather permitting. The first 15,000 fans at Saturday's game will receive a Francisco Lindor bobblehead from Invesco QQQ. And Sunday, the first 5,000 kids under 14 will receive Blippy glasses. Get your tickets now at Mets.com/tickets.
I'm New Jersey Attorney General Matt Plotkin. Every year, too many lives are lost in alcohol or drug-related crashes. These are preventable tragedies, and it's time to take a stand. Let's make New Jersey's roads safer for everyone. We are all counting on you.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Some things are hard to commit to, like learning how to surf or saving for a family vacation. But one commitment that's easy, switching to Fios Home Internet with a 5-year price lock guarantee. That means 5 great summers of fast, reliable internet at the same low price. All with the Fios 1 gig internet plan. Plus no hidden fees or equipment charges. Call 1-833-VERIZON to switch today. Price guarantee applies to base monthly rate only for new and existing My Home customers.
Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Talk sports with BT and Sal. Middays 10 to 2. WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1, New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
WFAN Sports Flash.
This report is sponsored by Primo Brands, the official water sponsor of MLB. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission. Make it 3 straight for the Mets last night with their win in Washington, moving them 9 games over 500. A lot of output offensively. Jeff McNeil walked, singled, doubled, homer, drove in 3. Home runs as well for Vientos, Beatty, and Soto. And how about David Peterson bouncing back from the blow-up last time out? He went 8. He struck out 10. He got the win. Key to success.
Being aggressive, getting ahead early in the count, and staying on the attack. Luis did a great job, and I felt like we're on the same page all night, which helps. And great defense, as always, is behind us. So, it's a great team win, and good to get the first one of the series.
And Peterson last night. Kodai Senga goes this evening facing Brad Lord. The Mets remaining a game ahead of Cincinnati for the 3rd wild card spot in the National League. Meantime, the Yankees moved a game ahead of both Boston and Seattle for the top wild card as those 2 teams lost, and the Yankees had a late win in Tampa 13-3 due to a lengthy rain delay. The Yankees matched a franchise record with 9 home runs, 2 hit by Stanton, 2 hit by Bellinger, and 2 hit by Jose Caballero against his former team. Tonight, Cam Schlittler to start opposing Drew Rasmussen, and we'll have all the action for you right here on The Fan. This report brought to you by Duke's Mayonnaise and by the New Jersey Division of Highway Traffic Safety. It's 70 in Central Park, and that's what's happening. I'm Jerry Recco on WFAN, now streaming our podcasts on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Get the scuttlebutt on your favorite team, The Fan, on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
Another 3 back on The Fan is BT and Sal here. Yankees and Mets maybe showing a little signage and getting their act together here. 888-808-1019. BT and Sal, by the way, presented proudly by your Tri-State Cadillac dealers. Cadillac, the official luxury vehicle of the New York Mets. So 2 developments here. One, I'm not even really surprised with Vientos because I expect them to have a really good year. But you got to love the fact that Peterson goes 8. And he kind of stabilizes things a bit, not just for the rest of the bullpen, get a little bit of a night off here, but for himself. You want to know that you've got,
You've got that guy. And I've always been a big believer in Peterson's stuff. And obviously, Vientos, we've got to revisit these, Sal and I. But now I went under, but I didn't think it would be this easy. What the over-under on Vientos' RBI total this year? Rob, if you had to take a guess, I'm not even sure what he's at now, 30-something. What do you think the over-under was for his ribbies? Vientos, Vegas.
Coming into the year, I would have guessed 82.
86.5. I mean, where's he at now? 30-something? I really don't have it in front of me. Point being, he has he's disappeared. I was going to say underachieved. He's really just disappeared. I believe in Vientos because of really primarily October. Listen, I know that there's situations in our city with baseball where a guy, whether it's Kevin Moss or, lesser extent Shane Spencer, who was, a competent player that won championships, but there are flashes from guys that really aren't real, and Moss is the greatest example ever. I don't think that that's Vientos. Now, what bothered me early on about Mark Vientos, and I remember saying this they were down in Miami, and I'm like, why the hell is this guy not running out of the box? Like, there was an element of laziness to me, or almost like entitlement, and I can't prove this, and I'm certainly not trying to disparage Vientos because I really do believe in him. But if you're a young kid and you're in the middle of all those October moments, he was their best player for October. Pete had his moments, Lindor had his moments, but to me, Vientos was the guy, and consistently. And just because you do it once, I mean, hell, even A-Rod can't walk into camp in 2010 after what he did in 2009, or Matsui. I mean, you just showed up, and there was an indifference to playing hard that I did not get and I did not like. And he was admonished by Mendoza. Lindor spoke to him, being a good leader. And then he just, didn't find it and didn't play as much and got a little bit banged up. And, if this is the reincarnation of Vientos, these final 40 games or so, that changes so much for the Mets. And just to put both of the teams on a tee again here, and we get back to these calls, what's real, level of belief, Yanks showing signs, Mets showing signs. Okay. I would say, because when the Yankees hit home runs, I don't really get overly excited. I enjoy them because it's fun to see, these balls go flying over the fence. But I don't think it's a way to win a championship, and I've said that for many years. So, to me, last night, what's more believable, what the Yankees did or what the Mets did last night? I'm not even saying big picture. This is micro within the macro. Well, I would probably say Mets because Peterson has been really good the last year and a half or so, and Vientos has shown a lot of evidence of being a big-time hitter. Whereas, the Yankee home runs, it's kind of proven to be a little fool's goldish, if you will. Either way, that's where we're at. BT and Sal. Sal is off. 888-808-1019. Let me get Ray in Wappingers Falls up north. What up, Ray? How are you?
Hey, BT. How you doing, man?
I'm good, Ray. What's going on?
Well, first time, long time. It's my actual second call into the station ever. So, but I wanted to bring up a few things.
Who was the other call? Who'd you call? Mike and Chris? Who was it? Steve?
Gio.
Oh, you cut out there. Gio and, I guess, Boomer and Gio? Okay.
Yeah, Boomer and Gio.
Gotcha.
Yep. Can you hear me?
Yep, I got you. Go ahead.
Okay. So, yeah, hopefully you can hang with me. You won't hang up. I got a couple of points because, like you were saying, man, my mind's been bouncing right from the start with a bunch of things. But your first caller had called about, bullpens only getting 5 innings. They're pulling these pitchers, after 5 innings. You're getting into the bullpens early, et cetera, right? Mm-hmm. So my uncle taught me way back when, man, defense wins championships, right? Defense wins championships. And then I'm thinking, when I talked to your screener, I was going, maybe it's about offense now, because if you think about it, there's no, how many elite pitchers are there in the league anymore? And if you're going to constantly keep getting into the bullpen, right? Because I was thinking about the Yankees, and they traded for Ryan McMahon about defense. Now I'm thinking, why not Suarez? If you're going to keep going against these, average pitchers, don't you want to go offense? But then I started thinking, BT, does defense win championships? And I started thinking, Florida Panthers looked like they were dead. Look what they did. They had the goaltending, locked it down, right? You look at Oklahoma City, right? Dual threat, but defense wins the championship there. But then you look at the Dodgers, powerhouse.
Yeah.
What happened? They just destroyed everyone. So my point with the baseball is, do you think? I mean, is it just sports? Can it evolve, or is it time MLB is just going to that offensive point? Like even the Super Bowl, right? Offense. So I don't know. Is it just?
Yeah, but the Chiefs didn't throw the ball very well this year. I think they were 28th or 29th in passing. They ran the ball and had defense. It's a broad question, Ray, and I appreciate it. I think it really depends. I mean, probably not the answer you're looking for. I would say this, all right? Think about how Anthony Volpe looked before Ryan McMahon got here. And I mean just defensively. Look at how Volpe's looked since Ryan McMahon got here. It's kind of stabilized things a little bit. A little less to worry about going to his right. McMahon is, he got the night off here, but last night in Caballeros hit 2 home runs. I love that guy. But McMahon has brought something that they could not win without that. Like, it was gross. The third base play by the Yankees. It's like they never have a real third baseman. It's always mixing and matching. So I think it really does depend. I mean, I could cherry pick as well. I could say, well, what about the bad boys, the Pistons back in the day? That's a team that won. Isaiah was amazing, but primarily through defense and intimidation, right? What about the most recent Pistons championship with Larry Brown? That was Ben Wallace. That was a defensive team. Now they had Clutch with Chauncey, et cetera. I think it depends. The Warriors, they can bang you out for $150 with Steph Curry and obviously Klay Thompson in his prime, and then of course with Durant. But they could also lock you down a little bit with Draymond, and they had some tenacity. So I think the optimal answer to answer this roundabout way here, Ray, is that you have enough of both. I think if you're incredibly deficient in either, I think you're going to come up short. Not that there can't be an outlier, obviously, but like if you are just a dog-hitting team and you got 9 Ozzie Smiths, you're not going to win the World Series. So if you got 5 Bill Russells out there playing defense and you have nobody that could shoot a 3 in the modern NBA, or just not enough shooting, of course, not nobody, you're not going to win. You really need that balance here. Do the Yankees have that balance? Not enough for me to get on the air and tell you I think they're going to win the World Series. But if things click, I think they've got elements of enough to make it interesting. And then the circumstances very well might dictate if they do or they don't. Who do you play? Who's hot? Blah, blah, blah. How's the pitching shake out? And then from the Mets' perspective, do I think that the Mets have enough elements? Not with the starting rotation the way it's been, but if Peterson... if that's a foreshadow of what's about to come. And Senga's got to get his act together. I know last start was better. So if he starts stringing some starts together here, all right. And obviously Minai's been all over the map, but now you see Vientos waking up. And you got some arms in the bullpen who have done a really good job, like Rogers, and obviously Diaz is a stud, some others. But then you got some guys who have been atrocious. Do they catch the ball well enough? I don't know. It depends who's playing third. Do I love Nimmo in left? No. There's enough problems for the Mets as well for me to say, no, I'm not stamping them a World Series team, which is why I've said all summer, I don't think the Yanks or the Mets are going to win the World Series. But I'm also saying today that there's enough pieces and fragments. If they could all tape them together, why not? 888-808-1019. Chris is out in Michigan on the Free Odyssey app. Chris.
Hey, BT. Great show, man.
Thank you.
All right, so I'm going to get to my point, but then when I'm done, I want to share a little story about myself and Romney that we have in common.
About Rami? You know Rami?
No, not exactly, but we have a similar story that I found out through listening to...
Would you date the same woman?
No, nothing like that.
I got you.
I'm going to get to it.
I got it.
So I go to every series every other year when the Mets come to town. It's my team,
Yep.
Go to all 3 games when they come play the Tigers, prop up about 3 or 4 rows behind the Mets dugout, and just enjoy it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to enjoy it as much as I do when they come here in May and April because of the push we're trying to make for the playoffs. Now, with that being said, I am excited because, like you said, the Rangers, the D-backs, they got hot at the right time, and that's what happened. Mm-hmm. Now, the Yankees and the Mets both have to get hot. They don't have the luxury to limp into the playoffs. They have to go. And I do see both teams doing that. With that being said, with the 40 man or the rosters expanded for September and stuff, I don't see a lot of the players playing unless it's a blowout. You might see Acuna pinch run here. Maybe Winker comes back. Maybe Siri.
Yep.
And then And then I really want to see Alvarez not take the surgery and be the backup catcher, because I would like Torrens to play and then have that luxury, because I don't like Hayden Singer. That's maybe a personal thing, but I like Alvarez's bat even with the thump.
Yeah.
So that's my part. But all right, so the story with Ronnie, he was with Al Centrone a couple weeks ago, maybe it was a week ago, and he told a story when he worked at MLB Network, and I had to call in and share it because it involves the same player. I don't know if you can see him if he's not in his head, if I can tell the story
I
or
see
whatever.
him. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. So I was at a Motor City Con 10 years ago. It was the year that the Mets made that miracle run with Cespedes and stuff.
Yeah, 2015. Gotcha.
Yes. All right. So I went there to get autographs and pictures with Rip Hamilton and Ben Wallace because they were doing a thing. Go figure, with the going to work Pistons you just mentioned.
Oh, yeah.
And you covered them. I remember you here in Michigan.
I did. I worked there. Yeah, I like that team. Go ahead.
Yes. All right. So there was a Tigers table next there. It was a young Andy Dirks and a guy that looked like Jack Parkman.
Okay. Yeah.
Alex Avila. So I'm walking through. He goes, "Hey, you don't want to get a picture with me?" And I'm like, "No, I'm a Mets fan. This and that." He's like, "I mean, do you know who I am?" And I go, "Yeah, you're Jack Parkman." Joking because he always looked like him with the glasses, the dark beard.
Yep.
And he goes, "Do you really not want a picture and an autograph with me?" I goes, "No, because quite frankly, you wouldn't even be on the team if your dad wasn't in the front office," which was Al Avila.
Yeah.
And then maybe you could talk to Rami, off the air, or even
so
pull him
let
on
me get
the
this
air.
straight. Hold on. So Chris, so Rami was pretending he was a baseball player? Is that where I'm confused?
Oh, no.
I am confused.
When Rami worked at MLB Network,
I got that
he had
part.
a run-in.
Yeah.
He had a run-in with the same player who was walking through the office.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. So a little commonality with a little difference with somebody else, Chris. I got you. Rami, what happened, man? You starting trouble?
I'm not starting trouble. So this was Al asked me because we were talking about Fanatics Fest that we were at, and we were talking about the different people we met.
Yeah.
And we were talking about how so many of the athletes and people we got to meet were great. So he asked me, was there ever someone you met that was not as great?
Okay.
And so I was like, it wasn't a bad experience. It's just a weird story where I'm sitting in like the newsroom area at MLB when I worked there one summer. Maybe this is the reason why I only worked there one summer.
Yeah, one and done. Just like a Duke Cooper Flag, one and out.
Exactly. So he walks through and he's standing right by my desk. He's like, "Someone smells good here." I was like, "Yeah, I'm wearing a cologne." So I stood up and that was pretty much the interaction. And then I figured, because I've done this with everyone, whether it was CeCe who came through there, Pedro Martinez, superstars, right?
Sure.
Jake Peavy, who were always coming through there.
I like Jake Peavy on TV, by the way. He's good.
He's really good.
He's good on TV.
And these DeRosa who came through there.
DeRosa's the best.
Whenever any of them came through, I'd introduce myself.
Yeah.
And I'd say, "Hey, I'm Rami, by the way." And most of them, even if they knew I knew who they were, would be, "Hi, I'm Pedro. Nice to meet you."
Yeah.
Because that's just the normal human interaction. I know you're Pedro Martinez, and by the way, he off the air also just great personality, super cool to everyone.
I've heard that
there.
about Pedro. Yeah.
And has this presence about him, despite being like 5'8". He's got this. He just has this big presence about him. Anyway, besides the point, Alex, I say to him, I'm like, "Hey, I'm Rami," and he's like, "Okay," just kind of nods. And so I said to him, I said, "What's your name?" And I knew who he
name?
was.
Like we're in preschool.
I know.
What's your name?
I knew who he was, but I was kind of trying to give him the opportunity.
But you
to
also
have
started a little bit of trouble. You're fishing for a little friction, it sounds like.
And he's like, "Oh, I'm Alex." I was like, "Oh yeah."
You should have been like, "Oh, Alex Rodriguez, the great Alex."
Right,
No,
exactly.
I'm Alex Avila. Get lost. You stink.
I'm like, "I have family in Michigan. I think they're big fans, And that's basically what I said to him. And then he walks away, and one of my coworkers looks at me, "What are you, crazy? Where are you asking him who he is? You know who he is?" I'm like, "Because he didn't have like a normal human interaction with me."
Yeah. Sounds a little
He's
haughty.
like trying
Sounds
to
a little
big-time
full of
me
himself.
that you're Alex Avila.
Good. Well, did you make him feel bad? I hope you did.
I think by asking who he was, that was enough.
There's the
that was
ego
a hit on
shot.
the ego. Yeah.
Good job, man. I'll tell you, one time, and it's hard to even really picture this, even though you can see the imagery, like whether it's an old Yankeeography with Mattingly. And Dove, you know this, but you got to be of a certain age. There was a point, Yankee Stadium was empty. So I'm early in college, and we drive down from Marist, and I'm with three guys. We're having a good time, tailgating, whatever we're doing. Just keep the story moving. Just trust me, we're having a good time. And we weren't being rude. We weren't cursing. But Wade Boggs plays, so this is probably 93, playing third base for the Yanks. and whatever we were yelling, because we were able to move down close to third base because it was pretty empty. He just looks at us. He goes, yo, guys, go the bleep home. You sound like idiots. And he dropped an F-bomb on us. I'm like, yeah, probably right. I mean, it's probably time to get the check. So, but that's different. I think he was kind of having a little bit of fun. Avila walking around like he's, Miguel Cabrera, or Ty Cobb, a real great Tiger. Oh, goodness gracious. All right. 888-808-1019 is the number here. Get back to these calls. 3RQ coming up this hour. And also, now I know he's got to be in charge and he's got to make the right decisions when the bullets start flying for real. But there's some more evidence that my man AG ain't playing. Going to get to that coming up here on The Fan. All right, the city's biggest indoor pickleball event is coming back October 10th and 11th, and it will be awesome. And it's going to sell out as well. Sign up for the fun or for the cash prizes. Go to 1010wins.com/pickleball for all the info. And the pickleball tournament brought to you by Nissan. At Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. Shop NissanUSA.com.
Play action, Wilson to throw. Lots of time. Airs a deep spiral down the middle of the field. Caught!
The Giants and Patriots meet for the final game of the preseason. 8 o'clock tomorrow night.
You guys have heard about Russell Wilson's moonball.
The home of the New York Giants is The Fan. 101.9 FM and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Whether you're heading out on a road trip or planning a weekend escape, make every mile unforgettable in a Mercedes-Benz from Mercedes-Benz of Edison. From sporty SUVs and timeless sedans to cutting-edge hybrids, their expert team will help you find the perfect fit. Mercedes-Benz of Edison has over 400 new and certified pre-owned vehicles to choose from. And with flexible lease and finance offers, getting behind the wheel of a Mercedes-Benz has never been easier. Mercedes-Benz of Edison, the Tri-State's premier destination for luxury driving. BetMGM is making your next golf tournament winner bets more exciting with Second Chance. What's Second Chance? Ever bet on your favorite golfer to win a tournament only to see them miss the green? Well, with BetMGM's Second Chance promotion, you'll get your stake back in cash if your tournament winner bet finishes in second instead. That's right. Simply bet on any player to win a scheduled golf tournament during a promotional week. If you're right, you win. But if your pick finishes in second instead of first, you get your stake back in cash. Watch your favorite players go for the win all season long and bet knowing you'll get your stake back if they finish second. Log in today and make your picks with BetMGM. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus years of age or older to wager. New Jersey and New York only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards paid back in unrestricted withdrawable funds. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, help is available. In New Jersey, call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY at 467-369.
If you've started thinking about what to wear this fall, your timing is perfect because Macy's Fall Preview event has early deals on looks everyone will be wearing. Romantic dresses from BCBG and Avec Les Filles. Western-inspired boots and bags from Steve Madden, all 25% off. Plus, take 15 to 25% off fall beauty from Yves Saint Laurent, Estee Lauder, and Clinique. Don't wait. This fall preview won't be around for long, so come into Macy's tomorrow. Savings off regular and already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
There's nothing more refreshing than an ice-cold Surfside iced tea and vodka or Surfside lemonade and vodka to break the heat. Surfside is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation. It's not a seltzer, it's a Surfside. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Your cold is coming. Your cold is coming. When you feel a cold coming, shorten it with Zicam, the #1 cold shortening brand.
Oh, no, not before my big trip.
The big trip you've been planning is coming up, and so is your cold. But Zicam can shorten your cold and get you back to planning sooner.
Thanks, Revere.
We really should keep Zicam in the house.
Shorten your cold with Zicam.
Take it from America's most revered messenger. Shorten your cold at the first sign with cold shortening products from Zicam, the #1 cold shortening brand. Available in stores or see where to buy at Zicam.com.
The 2025 U.S. Open Tennis Championships are back. Where the world's greatest city meets the world's greatest tennis players. This is where tradition meets trending. And every moment, history. August 18th through September 7th. And for the first time ever, the Singles Championship starts Sunday, August 24th. All tickets on sale now at usopen.org. Spectacular awaits.
Talk New York sports on the Fan.
At Hanover Bank, we're more than just your bank. We're your neighbor. Our decisions are made locally by people who live and work right here in your community and who understand what matters most to you. And your deposits, they stay local, benefiting the businesses, homes, families, and futures that make our towns thrive. We believe in true relationship banking, individual service, and commitment to community. Visit HanoverBank.com to learn more today. That's HanoverBank.com. Hanover Bank. Forward together.
The John Deere Gator XUV lets you cut, pack, drive, scout, weld, stack, feed, pull, load, tow, spray, and haul, all in a single day. Because with the highest cargo box volume in its class, customizable features, and a towing capacity of up to 4,000 pounds, it gets the job done. You just have to get in the seat. Learn more at your John Deere dealer or visit johndeere.com/GatorXUV.
Did you catch Luisito's header?
Yeah, I just recorded it on my new Samsung A36 5G phone I got for free at Total Wireless.
Oh, I'm actually live streaming the whole match with my new Samsung Tab A9 that I also got free at Total Wireless.
I got that tablet too.
And I got that phone too. We both got both.
Go!
Switch to Total Wireless and get both the Samsung A36 5G and the Samsung Tab A9 for free. For a limited time while supplies last, valid in store. Requires new phone activation on the Total 5G Unlimited plan or higher external port and ID verification and new activation on the Total 5G Unlimited 6-month tablet plan. Restrictions apply.
Catch all the play-by-play with Susan Waldman and Dave Sims, the home of Yankees radio. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
The hell is this? All right, BT Sal on the Fan, 11:20. Who's this, John Mayer? Yeah, I just not feeling this at all. 888-808-1019. Come on, man. We talked about this. It's like, walk-up music, get into the batter's box, coming out of a tunnel. You can't hit me with that stuff. I'm not on a date. I'm not sitting there with my wife having a glass of John Mayer. No. We'll get back to the Yanks and Met calls here, but first a little NFL talk on the Fan, brought to you by Paramount Plus. Well, you can't count on much these days, but you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus. So watch your local NFL game live every Sunday on CBS and Paramount Plus all season long. Visit ParamountPlus.com. All right. So I love the approach so far by Aaron Glenn. Now, there's an expiration point on that. We're nowhere near it. It's his first year. It is a losing culture. You don't fumigate that stench and eradicate that mess in 1 week or one camp. Doesn't happen. You plant the seeds, you get the guys that you don't believe in or don't have the work ethic or the values. Slowly they get phased out. You get your guys, and you look up, and if all is well and things are going right, by the middle of the season, in year one, we'll have an early sense if this thing is if it's trending at least favorably. Not if it's going to work. That would be a quick read. But at least if it's like, okay, yeah, as we thought, penalties down maybe a little bit. Jets running the ball. Jets more competitive. No noise. But I'll tell you this. This man can never win a game as the head coach of the Jets in 3 years. And there is nobody that's going to play him at a press conference. This man is razor sharp. So he's asked about the concerns, which obviously is a very good question. Jets have not thrown the ball well during the summer at all. And, he was asked about, can you win this way? And I paraphrase, but can you win this way? And, how far can the running game take you when you're overly reliant? I'm just kind of inserting that. But that was the gist of what the reporter, was it Cimini, by the way? Or was it, I don't even know if we found
I'm not sure who it was, but I have the clip here.
Well, let me set it up. Okay. So he's asked about the passing and the run and the lack of passing so far and the exchange, and it's just beyond brilliant. And the thing is, he doesn't know that this question's coming. So this is a man who is quick on his feet
and is able to immediately, and we'll play in a moment, able to get right back to his point and not get taken off the road by a reporter trying to get to another point. Check it out.
Is there any concern about your ability to go downfield and whatnot?
Who says it's a passing league?
Isn't it the passing league? Isn't that kind of...
The team that won the Super Bowl, what were they in passing? 29th.
Yeah.
What were they in running? First.
Defense, too, obviously. But...
Well, we talked about offense.
Oh, that's my guy. I'm going to say it all year. AG ain't playing. So... And I'm not even saying that the reporter was trying to walk him into a story. No, I don't think that was necessarily it. Yeah, good question. I mean, they've been very benign throwing the ball. They haven't showed a whole lot, and they got to get another receiver. They have to get another receiver outside of Garrett Wilson, even though they're going to try to run it 30-plus times. But I love the way that went down. So the starting point is, hey, listen, this is a passing league. You know, are you going to be able to get by? Oh, who says it's a passing league? Kansas City was 29th. They won the championship. And now, since the reporter, and no disrespect to the reporter, again, good question, with merit. Now the reporter, quick on his feet, is like, well, you know, the Chiefs also had, you know, defense and was getting into other elements of what they do well. And Aaron's like, we're talking about offense. That's just good. That is really, really well done. And, you know, I talk about Aaron Boone being able to mitigate stories and tension and problems. You know, I think it's going to be a little bit, I think Aaron's going to be a little bit more, confrontational is a little strong, but you know what I mean? Maybe a little bit more than Boone. But the early sign for me from Aaron is that, I'm not surprised because he played here, is that he gets it. He knows what you want. He knows what is expected. And there's just no BS, man. You know, you got to understand, it's just too easy to say, well, he played for Parcells, and he's going to be this, that, the other thing. Okay, well, first of all, what I love about him is that, yeah, he did play for Parcells, but he played for the Jets when they were at their absolute lowest point, and then Parcells came in, and he was able to see. Now, he's not necessarily processing that as a head coach when he's a 24-year-old corner and kick returner, but obviously, based on what he's done with his life work here, the game of football, even if he didn't know it at the time, he always had aspirations to learn the game on a deeper level, right? Same with Girardi when Joe was catching for the Yankees and the Cubs. That's why he was a manager. Same with Joe Torre back in the day. So that's how you taking it. Maurice in Greensboro, North Carolina, free Odyssey app. Mo, how you taking it? Maurice in Greensboro, North Carolina, free Odyssey app. Mo, what's happening?
Hey, BT, man. How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm getting ready for Aaron to blow by here. Y'all get it soon. But just wanted to have two questions, one on the Mets and one on the Jets, if I could.
Hit me up, man. What do you got?
All right. On the Mets aspect of it, I think it's great that Vientos is going to turn around. If Mendoza can keep him in this series and get ready for the Phillies series, his career stats against the Phillies is pretty decent. He's got 15 hits, 2 home runs, 7 ribbies, and 9 runs scored in 21 games with the Phillies. So get him in the lineup, keep him in there, whether the left hand or right hand, keep him in there so he can prepare for the Phillies because he's going to be a big key for us to go down this stretch.
Yeah, he's big. And by the way, and I'll let you get to the Jet point too, he is a big key. Now, they've managed to stay afloat without him really doing anything this season. But I'm going to ask you, so do you think it's more important, because two things we haven't seen this season is the Mets' top 4, their big 4 bats, you know, really play well or hit well simultaneously, and we also haven't seen Vientos. So if I said to you, all 4, you know, for the most part, you're not going to get 3 hits every night, it's baseball, but for the most part, the top 4 Mets hitters clicking, or 2 of those guys clicking and Vientos waking up, which one would you take?
I would take the top 4. Now with Francisco Lindor turning around and now hitting, was player of the week last week.
Yeah,
that's going to be key. And it also with I forgot his name. With Soto, rather.
Yep.
With Soto now turning around, he can just get consistent with the average. Because he's right now driving the ball now well, but it's got to just turn that around. His ups and downs got to stop. He's got to be more on a consistent level.
Yeah, I agree. You know, for that kind of money, for the kind of player he is, he's had a good season, not a Juan Soto season, but that can change with going bonkers again, winning Player of the Month again, and then being Soto in October. What was your Jets thing?
Just like you said, I want to co-sign on what you said. Aaron Glenn, he's a lifer, man. He is a lifer football player. Came from Texas A&M.
Yep.
Followed his whole career. I'm a huge Jets fan, man. Diehard Jets fan. he was in the lows with Al Groh era, then went to Parcells, and like you said, yes, Parcells did tutelage him. He went to Parcells for, giving him the coaching opportunity, stuff of that nature. But Aaron Glenn lives and dies with football, and that's why I love him.
He really does. It's so obvious. Thanks for the call there, Mo. And by the way, if you guys want to get some more Jet stuff, check out the Unkillable pod. I dropped one the other night. That's what? Number 32? And that's on WFAN YouTube, obviously Spotify, Apple, wherever you guys get your pods. Unkillable. Just do the search. And this episode was all about the Jets offense. Passing, from a passing perspective. So, Unkillable. Check it out. 888-808-1019. Nick down in South Carolina. Hello, Nick.
Hey, how's it going, BT?
Good. How you doing?
Thanks for taking my call. I'm fine, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I had a quick comments on Judge. I don't think it was to anybody's surprise. I think we all kind of knew this a couple weeks back, yourself included, that this was going to be the end result, that him playing right field was limited duty. So we're stuck with, okay, how do we keep Stanton's bat in the lineup if he's going to be DHing? And I've heard people say, well, we'll platoon Stanton and Judge in right field. And that's a good idea on paper, but here's the problem I have. If you put Judge in right field and we're playing the Blue Jays, and he plays one off the wall, and someone's coming around third, and it's a tie score game, he's a great athlete. He's a gamer.
Yep.
He's going to try to fire a rocket right to home plate to take the guy out and get him out at home and save the game. If he does that, it's a big gamble that he injures himself and we lose him for the rest of the season. So my question is,
hold on a sec, Nick, hold on. I mean, at worst case, it wouldn't just be the rest of the season if that thing blows out, God forbid.
Yeah.
Next year.
Yeah. So what do we do? How do we keep Stanton's bat in the lineup, but yet have Judge, not playing every day in right field?
Don't know.
And yeah, I mean, it's a problem we have, and they've got to figure something out, because if you need both those bats in order for us to really go through the wild card process and maybe even get to a World Series, both those bats have to be in the lineup. I just, I don't know where you could put Judge. I don't know. What are you going to do? Tell the guy, no, don't throw a rocket to home plate to try to save the game. It's not in him.
I know.
It's not in him. He's just going to fire it off, and then you're gambling. So, and the only other thing I want to say is, how does a guy like Stanton, who's built like an Adonis, be so fragile to being injured?
Well, honestly, I think it just comes down to, in the case of Stanton, thanks for the call there, Nick, just bad, Tiki always says bad cells. Remember that, though? Bad cells? Tiki would say that. I think it's probably, and I believe that, but it's probably just tight ligaments and tight tendons. It's not much. It's not like vertebrae. It's always a strain here, calf, a pull, the ligaments, the tendons, things that stretch. He's probably, I don't know for sure. He's just probably not incredibly flexible, and it manifests itself a lot of different ways. But I think the way you play this the rest of the way, pertaining to Nick's point about, Judge, how do you tell him not to air one out? Well, you could tell him, but then big spot, big game, somebody chugging around third, tagging up, moderately deep. He's going to unleash 195, or at least he's going to try to. Instincts take over. So I think the starting point is you run Stanton out there as much as you can. Like, you start with that. If Stanton's right, you let him play. Maybe not 3 games again in the outfield, Booney. Maybe 2. And kind of get that preemptive rest day built in a little earlier and just try to run him into the ground and, see how he finishes the race. And it's not like Stanton's got 10 more years to go on the contract. I'm not saying you want to be cavalier and risk losing him for October, but, with the inability of Judge to play right field, there you go, a little Caballero. There's things to do, but again, the basis of the Yankee conversation for far too long has been what? You guys know, because I've said this a million times. Roster, what? Construction. This is just another example. 8-8, although this isn't their fault because Judge got hurt, but again, it ties into too many guys, too many spots, not really equipped to have a more diverse plan. They're limited. 888-808-1019 is the number. BT Sal on the Fan coming up. A little 3RQ. Have a little fun with that. Hey, this summer, stay cool and hydrated with the official water of Major League Baseball, Primo Brands. With Primo Brands water delivery, you can get premium hydration from trusted brands like Poland Spring, Pure Life, and Saratoga. Right to your door. Stock up for game day or just keep everybody hooked up and refreshed, whether it's still sparkling or flavored. There's something for everybody, and the best part, well, you get to call the shots. So whether you need a couple of cases or a full week's supply, Primo's flexible delivery fits your schedule. Step up to the plate. Hydrate like a pro with Primo Brands, the official water sponsor of Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
It's Boomer and Gio. Mornings on the Fan, 101.9 FM.
Hello, Mr. Barrett. My name is Eddie Schizzeri. What's your name? Okay, you don't want to share. That's fine. Anyway, I'm going to back away. And I'm a diabetic. I probably won't taste great.
Listen to Boomer and Gio on demand on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Maggie Gray with an Odyssey Sports Minute, sponsored by WeatherGuard Truck and Van Equipment. They're just as driven as the hardworking pros they serve. The Auburn Tigers football team just claimed 7 more national titles, some from before sliced bread existed. Seriously, they're now counting championships from 1910, 1913, and 1914. Like that will catch them up with Alabama. Cam Newton's jersey retirement this fall, that's deserved. With a 12-team playoff here, Auburn should be chasing future rings, not museum pieces. I'm Maggie Gray.
For more than half a century, contractors and trade professionals have relied on WeatherGuard for heavy-duty truck and van storage equipment, not just to protect their tools, but to protect their professional reputations. Whether it's inside or outside of work vehicles, a WeatherGuard badge means pros can trust that their hard-earned name is in good hands. Since 1968 and every day since, WeatherGuard has been protecting anything it takes to build a professional reputation. WeatherGuard, established in 1968, proven every day. WeatherGuard.com.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me, like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Rates may vary. Bill monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
Rain heavy at times, high 72.
Weather brought to you by Staples. Have you heard? The Staples Easy button is back with even more easy. Press it for custom prints, shipping services, even passport photos. Staples. That was easy.
D'Agostino, Law, Bite Back. I'm injury attorney John Ryan D'Agostino, nicknamed The Closer, continuing D'Agostino and Associates' legacy of helping the injured for over 35 years. My father, John D'Agostino, built this injury firm to help accident victims.
This is John D'Agostino, and this is a family firm. For us, it's about doing what's right and making sure somebody pays for your pain. Call us first at 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-BITE-BACK.
They call me The Closer because big or small, in court or out, I'm fighting to get the job done, to win, to get you every dollar you deserve.
D'Agostino and Associates has offices throughout New York and New Jersey and will come to you. I've been there and I'll be there for you. Call us first at 1-800-BITE-BACK. 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222.
If you're looking for a great price on Falcon tires, there's only one place to go, Town Fair Tire, where you always get the guaranteed lowest price on Falcon tires. But it doesn't end there, because Town Fair Tire gives you free services for the life of your Falcon tires. More free services than any other tire dealer. That's why we say nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal, and I mean nobody.
Name brands at discount prices, Town Fair Tire.
Get ready for more BT and Sal on the Fan.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just one cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here. Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
It's the road ahead, brought to you by our local Kia dealers. Visit kia.com to discover movement that inspires. The team from the Bronx continues its road trip against Tampa Bay before returning home to begin a huge homestand, kicking off with 4 games against arch rival Boston.
When your name's on the paint job, your primer better hold up. Painters trust Kills primers for serious adhesion, stain blocking, and a finish that lasts. Now, the full Kills lineup is available exclusively at the Home Depot. Need it fast? Get same-day or next-day delivery, or order online and pick it up in-store. Kills primers. Pro results faster. The Home Depot. If you're a pro, you know.
Head to Citi Field as the Mets wrap up the month of August with a homestand against the Phillies and Marlins, Monday, August 25th through Sunday, August 31st. On Tuesday, the first 15,000 fans will get S&Y Players Pins, featuring Gary, Keith, and Ron. Stay after Friday's game for fireworks, weather permitting. The first 15,000 fans at Saturday's game will receive a Francisco Lindor bobblehead from Invesco QQQ. And Sunday, the first 5,000 kids under 14 will receive Blippy glasses. Get your tickets now at Mets.com/tickets.
Hey everyone, Boomer here. I had a tomahawk steak last night that was absolutely cooked to perfection. Now, you already know how it was done with the Chef IQ Sense, the wireless thermometer that eliminates under or overcooking your chicken, fish, or meat, whether you're cooking on a stovetop, oven, or grill. It is built to withstand extreme heat, and the app alerts you when to take the steaks off the grill and even when to flip them. Order the newly released 3rd generation Chef IQ Sense right now at chefiq.com and make sure to put the code word Boomer in for 15% off.
A good question.
3 random questions.
Let's find out.
With Brendan Tierney and Sal Licata.
1, 2, 3.
On the Fan.
I always have a little fun with this here. Once a week, 3 random questions, a little 3RQ to get away from the meat grinder of the baseball season and the football season. Kind of step out of bounds a little bit. So Sal is out. Rami, what did you cook up there, buddy? Hopefully you have something good. Go ahead.
So we were alerted by our brand manager Ryan Hurley. Today is National
Just
Radio
call him the boss.
Day.
You don't have to. He's the boss.
That's the title on his emails.
I understand, but you don't have to be so. He's the boss. Go ahead.
The boss, Ryan Hurley. I won't call him what the morning show calls him.
Wow.
I feel like they've earned.
What do they call him?
Okay, fine. Now I have to.
Yeah.
Big Hurls. Have you heard that?
Big Hurls?
Yeah.
I came up with that.
So you're saying that's a you thing?
Well, I used to call him that 20 years ago.
Oh, right. You knew him for longer.
He used to be my producer for a little bit.
That's true. So speaking of,
Big
National
Hurls.
Radio Day.
Yes.
And so I wanted to ask you about some of your career path throughout this industry and some of what you've gone through. So it's a little bit more than 3 questions because a lot of the questions have parts to them.
Oh, good. And we all know nobody rambles like me. I got you.
So the first question was, when did you know this was something you wanted to do for a living? Now, I know we all had moments where obviously we thought we wanted to do this as little kids who wouldn't want to get paid to talk about sports.
Yeah.
But when did it really become something that was real for you? And I know you also asked Ray in Wappinger Falls, you asked him what his first call to the radio station or any radio station was.
Mm-hmm.
So what was your first call in, and when did you first realize this could be a career for you?
Our first call in, I got absolutely abused. I called Richard Neer.
All right.
And it was probably around 1987 or so. So a couple of years after Patrick was drafted, and it was early on a Saturday. And I'm like, all right, let me go in my basement so I don't wake my parents up. And I'm a home for a while. And then when you actually hear that click and you know you're on the air, I'm like, oh, I'm on the air. Here we go. And I got a little nervous. I didn't get nervous. I got a little tight. I wasn't exactly wordy. I was very short. And I said something along
Boy, that's changed.
Yeah, you think? I mean, I was generally very chatty, but like at that moment, I just climbed up a little bit. And I said something like, hey, Richard, I may have said Mr. Neer. I don't know what the hell I said, but I said, we got to get somebody for Patrick Ewing. Like, this just isn't good enough. I said, we got to get Mullen from Golden State, St. John's kid. And next thing I know, I hear click, I'm disconnected. He's like, yeah, like the Warriors are going to give the Knicks, Chris Mullin. Yeah, what an idea. And that's it. That's all I got out of it. I'm like, wow, Richard Neer coming with the smoke.
And you usually don't hear the response. I've been on that other end where it just hangs up. You're like, wait, what happened?
Yeah. You
thought you got disconnected or something. You have to go back and hear the response.
Well, back then, there's no app. So I'm actually recording on this massive contraption that I had. And it was so embarrassing, I couldn't even play it for my friends. They would have been like, dude, you got abused. I'm like thinking I'm going to, my first real radio moment. So that was the first call. Like, when did I really know that I wanted to do this? I'd have to say almost immediately. Like, I wanted to be a baseball player, obviously. Now, you have to understand, my age, like, radio was not the first thing that you thought of. And I didn't really think of TV, even though I've done a lot of TV. I thought of becoming a writer. Like, I thought that writing was the most conventional sense for me to get in the industry, right? And when I went to Marist, obviously declared journalism major, focused on the writing. So most people did internships and went to, like a Syracuse or with all these contacts. I didn't know anybody. Had to get my hustle on, a lot like Sal too. And I would basically just do like fake radio shows with myself or whatever. And I would just fall asleep to the station every night. So I know that that's a very broad description, but I didn't know how I was going to get there. But I knew I was going to get there, even though if it was a path that very few people took, if that makes any sense.
Yep, that makes
Kept
a lot.
grinding, man.
So that actually leads me perfectly into my second question, which is what is kind of that career story? What was your foot in the door? We know we talked about Michigan and ESPN, and obviously you were in California, so it is a hustle. I experienced that. My first job in the industry was in sales. So
oh, wow. Yeah.
So what was your...
Okay. So you got to understand, I graduated from Marist, and because I was playing baseball, I didn't have time for internships, right? So it was just, baseball and school. And, of course, probably more baseball partying than school, to be totally honest with you, but whatever. So, anyway, I have a degree. I've got no practical experience. I have no contacts. So I remember, and I've told this story before, so I'll try to keep it tight. There was a job fair at the old Meadowlands, and I guess I had applied for, like I signed up for, not even apply, anybody could go. And I guess I mailed in $20, whatever it was, and it was through the nets. And I was on Long Island at my college girlfriend's home at a long time ago, ex-girlfriend at college. And my mom calls me and she's like, hey, you got something from the Nets. I know they're not about to draft me. So I'm like, well, I think it's for that thing. Open it up. She opens it up. She's like, and long story short, it was actually the next day. So I had to come back from Long Island, which I wasn't planning on doing, and I go. And I meet a gentleman, an old time, Dove, you'll know the name, like Eric Spitz, Chernoff, Francesa, Russo, everybody will know this name. You won't. His name is Brian Bruder. You know Brian Bruder. He was up in promotions for a long time.
Yep.
Great guy. And I go to it was like you pay $20, you get tickets to, they played the Heat that night against Alonzo Mourning. Nets Heat, sitting up top with my best friend. And I just wanted to go to the job fair. And I waited until literally the last person, and all I cared about was the WFAN line. I did not care about, and there was a lot of other stuff going on. I wait, and he was, I think, impressed with my initiative, and he's like, well, wait, he's like, you already graduated? I said, I did. He's like, we do internships, but not post-grad. I'm like, and whatever I said to try to further convince him to change his mind, he said, give me a number, and I'll see what I can do. I'm like, he's not going to do anything, right? So I had just gotten my first apartment. I'm out of school with my best friend. Dad owned the building. It's the only reason we could live in this apartment because we had peanuts. We were broke. So we're playing a video game. Brian Bruder calls. He says, hey, why don't you come down tomorrow? Let's talk more. I get all suited up. I put on a suit. I have one suit. Put on a suit. Connie, Dove, what was Connie's last name?
Fitzgerald.
Or what is it? Yes. I meet Connie Fitzgerald, Brian Bruder in this massive boardroom. For what? There's no job. And they basically just said, we can't turn you away. Like, your enthusiasm is so infectious and your love for radio in this place is so apparent. We'll do something we never did. We'll give you an internship. No college credit. Just show up. So I'm driving the WFAN fan van, going to like the Meadowlands, giving out free shirts, free tickets. And in my mind, I'm like, I made it. Like, I'm at WFAN. Now, this is the funny part. I'm up in the promotions, and I played on the softball team, too, with Francesa, Bill Daughtry.
They just need a good baseball player.
Well, dude, I'm coming off the college field, so I'm like, all right, this is really time to get loose, right? They bat me 10th. I'm like, what are you, nuts? 10th? Come on. This isn't going to take long to change some opinions, unless they're hanging on to the data. So anyway, I am up in the promotions department. I didn't do, and I'm not trying to sound cool because it's not. I didn't do a single thing for promotions all summer. I would go down and basically hide for 5 hours from promotions and listen. Dove, you don't know me. I used to see you all the time. Listen to like Mike and Chris from a distance. See, I missed. I really had no purpose, and I found an old studio where they would do commercials and spots and air checks and all that stuff.
Production studio.
Yes, production studio. Thank you. That's what I'm looking for. And I would basically recruit another intern who was there with purpose, and I would do fake radio shows.
Right.
I swear, it really, in hindsight, dude, made no sense what I was trying to do. But that was my way of, no matter how many doors slammed shut, I'm going to be a WFAN at some point, and I'm damn well going to be on the radio. So from there, because the real question is, how did I actually get on the air? I just sent a letter to every sports station in the country, hand to Bible, radio and TV, starting with the A's and ending with like Wyoming. And nobody even wrote back. A couple did. One was in Pennsylvania. I go for an interview. I get the morning show job. No demo tape, no resume, pure passion. And the first job was $16,000 a year in 1999. And I'm doing high school football games for $50 a pop. And then from there, I got I got to learn the business and then the other steps that you mentioned.
Yeah, glad to see the salaries haven't changed much. But
speak for yourself, buddy.
Yeah, exactly.
They changed a little bit.
I'm talking about the entry level.
Yeah.
But it is also cool to hear that when that door opens for you, you kick it down. That's been the case that I found for everyone.
You
here.
have to.
Yep. And so last is, what was, if you had one, the either I made it moment, that first I made it moment, or a career highlight that you had?
The I made it moment. I mean, there's a couple where I look back and I'm like, geez, I can't even believe I did that. Like play-by-play for the Knicks, filling in a couple times, or obviously my first St. John's game at the Garden. That's definitely one. Like the first St. John's game, they played Marquette. And I just remember, again, not even knowing how to call the game. I was the analyst. I was with Crispino, Tariq Turner, good buddy Tariq, still involved in the game, Fox, et cetera, and does some St. John's games. And I'm like, wow, I'm sitting in the Marty Glickman radio booth, not knowing really how to do any of this stuff. And I'm calling a coaches versus cancer St. John's game. That's one. I really think for me, it got real in Detroit. Like when I got to Detroit, which at that point was a top 10 market. And like back then, you would judge your radio progress by moving up in markets.
Correct.
Now, that's the way it used to be. Like you talk to Stern and Mike and Chris, like, I miss. It was, all right, am I in the top 10? Am I top 5? Am I number 1? And going to Detroit, now I have a press pass for every team. I'm going to every Pistons game. And I would say the moment probably was when Rick Carlisle called my show. And I had only been in Detroit for about a month or so. And I'm talking hoops. My old boss is like, don't talk Pistons, talk Lions and talk Michigan football. I'm like, I'm talking, I'm talking what I want because I know what the Pistons mean.
And was it 06? Was it that era?
No, this is 03.
Okay.
04. 03, 04.
But they were still good then.
No, they were coming off a wretched run.
Oh, okay.
And then this was Rick's first season.
Okay.
So I'm talking about the Pistons, and I'm saying whatever I'm saying. And Rick calls up my producer, who was a female, Marty. Awesome. I had so much fun with her. Not that way. Just great friends. Cool as hell, right? Partied with her. Great producer. Awesome woman. Terrific person. And she says in my ear, she goes, I don't know if it's really Rick but Rick Carlisle's on the phone. I'm like, put him on, dude. Put him on. But I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, if it's really Rick, I got the head coach of the Pistons calling me. That's a win. And if it's not, I'll just make fun. I'll mess around and whatever the hell happens. I don't care. So I think when he called me, and then we established a good relationship, and then I got to know Ben Wallace and some of these Pistons, and that's when it's felt real. So and then of course after that I came to New York and very grateful. And the thing is, I know we got a break, but and we're doing this because it's National Radio Day, not because I want to talk about myself. You asked me this stuff, all right?
Yeah, this is my fault. This is 100% on me. I would have. This is better than any other questions I could have come up with anyway. I like this.
I do too. I do because it makes me. It reinforces how tough it is, and I think it also reinforces. Not that I haven't earned it, I have, but how lucky you have to be to have people that champion you, to be at the right place at the right time. When you're in the right place, you got to deliver. When you get that first look there, and I didn't always deliver. Sometimes you stumble. But the thing that I think is missing from, how old are you exactly now?
I'm just turned 28.
All right. It's 28 and below. You're out of college, journalism degree, broadcast degree, these big broadcasting dreams. It's easier to get on the air because there's a million ways to do it. I think it's harder to cut through because there's so many voices. So that kind of offsets. But the one thing that I don't think your generation and younger does anymore, they don't get in their car, piss poor broke, with this radio dream, get a little dump apartment, and go on the air and figure it out in real time with the ability to make mistakes without, like back in the day, Raceman writing about you or Mushnick or getting crushed on social media because there's 300 people listening because you're in the middle of Wyoming or you're in the middle of Allentown, PA, like I was. Like, to me, that has been taken away from the business. And I don't think that that's a good thing because I think there's something to be said for making mistakes on a stage that's small. And we're all going to make mistakes. But if you're lucky enough and good enough to get to the big stage, you've learned how to deal with those stumbles. That's missing.
100%. I mean, I was in Baltimore for 2 years, so I could definitely relate to that aspect of it.
You get it. So, but you're of the few. Now, listen, some people in our business, he's on a different station, but I love him, and I'm happy with the devil. Don LaGreca. Don LaGreca's been doing radio, 30 years? Yeah. Never had to leave New York. Now, I'm not saying he didn't have to get his hustle on. That's rare. I mean, he was here for a long time doing updates and doing some side shifts at WFAN. But generally, you got to bounce the old days. Bouncer. Look at Stern's movie. Little tiny station here, Westchester, move up, Detroit, Rock City, boom, 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 boom. And he's Stern.
And so different now with internet and podcasts.
That's what I'm saying.
You could just put your stuff out there. And yes, maybe 30 people are listening, but it's some demo.
Yeah, and I don't begrudge pro athletes making all these gazillions of dollars. I don't begrudge the younger generation of broadcasters having an easier, or maybe not easier, a more direct route. I don't begrudge them for that. But what I do feel, and again, this is my generation, they missed out on, number one, a lot of fun. Because when you're traveling the city and the country and you're making peanuts, you know what? All right, you're not rich, but you're getting after it and you're learning. And I just think for me, not the stereotype, for me, it's a deeper appreciation for what I do every day. So
and valuable experience, I think, as well,
no
because
doubt.
You can't replicate that. Even if you have a small podcast that no one's listening to, you can't replicate the experience of having to hustle for it and work for it. And some people who don't have that will never have that hustle.
Nope.
They just won't.
No, I know. And again, there's a lot of people in our business, their dads are in the business, whatever, and they're very talented. I didn't have that, so there's two roads. I think the one thing that's the road is if you have hookup, and a passion, that's one road, or you have passion and no hookup, you got to figure it out more. But the one thing that's non-negotiable, you got to love the spoken word. At the end of the day, it could be a podcast, it could be radio, it could be whatever you want. Any form of communication.
I did traffic updates in Baltimore.
Yeah. Me too. In Allentown, I'm mispronouncing roads.
Yep.
I would do the traffic, and I swear to God, I'd have to say, like, there's cows on so-and-so Avenue. I'm like, what? I would just make fun of it.
We were supposed to call it just debris. If there's anything that you don't know, just call it debris in the roadway. Yeah, that's what they told us.
Yeah, but I think that at the end of the day, you got to, no matter the medium or the form of it, and this is more for the younger generation coming up, you got to love to connect because there's nothing more intimate than this. Yeah, you could be on SportsCenter or on some other mess and go for it. Making millions in a $3,000 suit, looking good. Are you really connecting with the audience? Or are you showing highlights? That's why this is where it's at for me.
Well, happy National Radio Day,
yes,
for one.
That's what we're doing here. I don't know what we're doing anymore. All right. 3 random questions sponsored by they got their money's worth. Now, Rothenberg Law Firm. Injured, visit injurylawyer.com. This guy, we'll do an update. You know what I'm saying, though. The old hustle back in the day, there's
no gatekeepers anymore because you could just buy some equipment and put it up on the internet and you can
figure it out get devoured or become a millionaire.
Absolutely.
It's crazy. I like the old school way better. You? Bit?
I'm old, so yes, I like the old school. Right, I have no choice.
We got to say it. All right, 888-808-1019, BT Sal on the film. Come back, get these Yanks and Mets calls. It is National Radio Day. Gordon's update coming at you as well. Here we go.
We're talking New York sports. WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1, New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
WFAN Sports Flash.
12:03. I'm Gordon Damer. This Sports Flash sponsored by Primo Brands, the official water sponsor of MLB. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission. Also by Total Orthopedics, the experts in getting you back to being you. Total Orthopedics is Long Island's premier orthopedic practice. From simple sprains and broken bones to complex sports injuries, they are the experts at getting you back to being you. Total Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Visit TotalOrthoExpress.com today. Well, the Yankees blasted 9 home runs last night at Steinbrenner Field, acted like they own the place. They go after a season-high 6th straight win tonight as they face off against the Rays again. Cam Schlittler and Drew Rasmussen. Coverage here on the Fan at 6:55. Mark Vientos went from playing just one time in 6 games to playing back-to-back games and homering in each. The Mets, they're taking on the Nationals again tonight. Carlos Mendoza likes what he sees from his DH.
I know he's there. We saw it last year. He's a really good player, and it's been hard for him. And I said it before the game, we're going to need him. He stepped up again today. He will continue to get opportunities, especially losing a bad like Alvy. We're going to need all those guys that are in the lineup day in and day out.
Kodai Senga, 5 starts in the second half, an ERA of 5. He's back on the mound tonight against Brad Lord. First pitch on Odyssey Mets Radio at 6:45. Fan weather sponsored by Cars for Kids, Cars with a K. WFAN congratulates Cars for Kids on 30 years of turning car donations into supporting children. Cars for Kids has helped more than 100,000 kids nationwide. Donate your used car today at carsforkids.org and join over 1 million proud donors, making a real difference. It's 71 and raining in Central Park, and that's what's happening. I'm Gordon Damer.
Here's a high drive right field. Line drive, goodbye.
The Yankees and Rays play ball. 7:35 tonight. Driven by Jeep.
That was an extraordinary play.
Susan Waldman and Dave Sims call all of the action. The home of Yankees baseball is the Fan. 101.9 FM and always live on the free Odyssey app.
On Tuesday, August 26th, it's FanDuel Futures Day, a new holiday for football fans. It's 24 hours of deals on all of your football season predictions. So take a flyer on the MVP race. Can Jaden Daniels take the next step and win the award in just his second season? Can C.J. Stroud bounce back after a sophomore slump? Maybe a healthy Dak Prescott could win his first. Crown your champion in August. Will the Bills finally do it? Can the Eagles go back-to-back? Or maybe a long shot like the Bengals or Packers will win it all? Or parlay your division winner dark horses? Mark your calendars. This is your day for your hunches, your hot takes, your calls, and your odds. Visit the FanDuel app today and start planning your futures bets now, because Futures Day is one day and one day only. FanDuel, play your game. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of WFAN. 21 and older and physically present in New York. For help with a gambling problem, please call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Tune in to the BT and Sal Show weekdays from 10 to 2 on The Fan, presented by your Tri-State Cadillac dealers. Cadillac is the official luxury vehicle of the New York Mets.
Some things are hard to commit to, like learning how to surf or saving for a family vacation. But one commitment that's easy, switching to Fios Home Internet with a 5-year price lock guarantee. That means 5 great summers of fast, reliable internet at the same low price. All with the Fios 1 gig internet plan. Plus no hidden fees or equipment charges. Call 1-833-VERIZON to switch today. Price guarantee applies to base monthly rate only for new and existing My Home customers.
Tune in for the Yankees' first pitch, presented by Montefiore Einstein, the official hospital of the New York Yankees.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
With baseball in full swing, there's never a dull moment or a shortage of thrills in this league. The thrills are nothing new at Bay Ridge Mazda. Tired of that clunker you've been driving? Just bring it into Bay Ridge Mazda for up to $2,000 over book value all month long. The time is now to make a trade. Head over to the place where everybody wins, Bay Ridge Mazda, located on 4th Avenue and 90th Street, or buy your car direct at BayRidgeMazda.com and have it delivered to your door. That's Bay Ridge Mazda, 4th Avenue and 90th Street in Bay Ridge, Brooklyn.
Whenever water damage strikes your home or business, call on the cleanup and restoration specialists at 1-800-SERVPRO to help make it like it never even happened. That's 1-800-SERVPRO.
Franchises are independently owned and operated.
Talk New York sports here.
King topic of the day. We'll get back to the calls here. Obviously, Yanks and Mets. What's real, what's not? Level of belief and what we're starting to see from these teams. Perking up a little bit for me. Without jumping all the way into the pool, I would say, let's see, what body part am I into now? Not up to my neck here. That's nuts. I need a little bit more. I'd say I'm about up to my waist. Starting to just kind of tiptoe into the ocean. It's not a cold ocean, so I'm like, I'm feeling it now. Past the legs, bathing suit gets a little wet around the waist, because now there's some evidence of things that I needed to see. Now, again, small sample, but I just could not divorce myself. And by the way, I didn't really try to. I didn't think there was a need to, but I just couldn't divorce myself from the mess, the mangled mess of a season that both of these teams were given for 2 months. 2 months. So you see Peterson go 8. You see Vientos start showing some signs. You see the Mets' big four starting to hit together, which is great, something they haven't done all year. You see the bullpen additions, some of whom are a little slow to the party, but others have fit right in for both teams. Luis Gil's back for the Yankees. It looks like they averted disaster with Aaron Judge in terms of the elbow. Not even the 9 home runs last night. Again, that's just wackyville. But I think that this week is massive. I don't need a sweep. I need to win 4 against the Red Sox. And this is a loser mentality, so I'm not going to say I'm okay with 2. I'm not okay with 2 because the way the Red Sox punked them recently, and too many other divisional foes have punked them all year, I got to see at least 3. You mopped a Rays team last night. Go out and do it again. Get another one. And then you're in the Bronx crib, win 3 games, and keep this thing moving coming off the sweep in St. Louis. So at least some traction, some speed is being gained by both of these teams. It's good. It's really good to see. 888-808-1019. BT and Sal. Sal is off. I will see Sal tomorrow on the first tee box, or maybe the range, but at the Francesa Invitational with me, Sal, and JJ, and Big Mike. Tell you how that goes. We're going to have some video evidence, I'm sure. Inside of our Town Fair Tire Studios, our friend at Town Fair reminds you that you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. Let me get Steve in Bayside next on the Fan with BT and Sal. Steve.
What's up, BT? Quickly on Stanton before I get to the Yanks. Stanton, because of his unicorn, insane bat speed that he has, could actually age pretty well as a hitter. Now, he has to stay on the field. I understand that he's hurt. But when he is actually on the field, he could actually lose a little bat speed and still be very productive. I don't think people mention that. They just think that he's always hurt all the time. And he does have some things that would lend himself to staying productive.
I'll tell you what, Steve, I don't know that I've ever really heard anybody say that. As soon as you said it, I'm like, yep, makes sense. It's a smart baseball observation. The problem is, and I know you know this because you did a deep dive on his swing, so you obviously know the basic stuff. Like, if he's not out, if his legs are always screaming or his elbows or whatever, it's going to eventually mitigate that very, very good still bat speed. But I hear you. The bat speed's there. I'm with you.
Yeah, and on the Yanks, I'm not there yet, and I'm not going to be there, frankly. Let me see them take 3 out of 4 from the Red Sox before I even think about getting my hopes up with this team for October. Look at the Yankee record against teams that are above 500. Look at their record in their division. And then look at a team like the Astros. That's 10 games over playing the teams, that are over, that play 500 baseball. Look, beating up a bad team, it's nice. Going out and hitting 9 home runs against the Rays, great. But I need to see a lot more before I start getting excited about this.
I don't blame you, Steve. That's okay. All I'm saying, and I'm with you, all I'm saying is that my level of belief has at least gone up a tick. I mean, this is the same guy. I really hated saying it over and over, but if I had a penny for every time I said I don't think the Yankees and the Mets can win the World Series this year, I don't know how many pennies. I wouldn't be rich, but I'd have more than one penny. That's for sure. I'd have a lot of pennies.
Weird.
Yeah, I know.
That's reference. Yeah.
Did you see the penny thing? Like, what was so recently on? Oh God, what was it? Oh man, I should have had this prepared, but it just came up organically with the penny. I saw something on, I think it was Instagram, the other day, where if you were offered $1 million a year or for life, here we go, I'm not even sure, or a penny a day for the rest of your life, which one would you take? And your first instinct is, I'm not going to mess around with any pennies. But when they actually do the math and how the penny doubles and then continues to reproduce, if you will, it blows $1 million out of the water.
So it's not a penny. It would be a penny multiplied by itself.
Yes, correct.
Right. It couldn't, because if it was a penny a day,
no,
you get 5 pennies. Yeah.
Obviously. I mean, depending upon how you live, it's literally you accrue a penny a day. No, it's multiplying a penny per day. It's wild stuff. I was awful in math, man. I would get these math, even fairly basic stuff, my head would spin. I ain't going to lie to you. I would just look over, I'd just start peeking at whomever was next to me. I hated math, but everything verbally made sense. It's so weird how the brain works. Like, the math stuff, I was lost. To the point where, God, I remember this like it was yesterday, and my sister was phenomenal at everything academically. I was awful in math, as I said. My parents would get me a math tutor, right? And I'm talking like 6th grade, 7th grade. And probably because I had an element of what I do for a living now, the ability to either talk or convince or sell a point, whatever. I would be at the dining room table, and I forget his name. I don't think it was Mr. Moore. I actually think that was my 8th grade teacher. It was somebody else, older gentleman. And not just like old because, I was young and he felt old. He was old. And we'd be at the table doing whatever, I don't know, geometry, trigonometry, all these things I lost. And I would just convince him, and I would yes him to death so convincingly. And the only place my mind was the basement to go down and watch the Knicks with my dad. I remember like it was yesterday. And like, oh yeah, no, I got it. Like really body language, just how I expressed. I see that. I got you. Yep, okay. And then I'd get 76, and my parents would be like, what's wrong with you? Why are you making us waste money? And why do you seem like you know what's going on? And then you get a 76. And, if I couldn't say this at the age of 12, but if I could, I would have been like, because I don't care about math. That's why. Because I'm not really listening. That's why. I'm not paying attention to what this 91-year-old tutor is trying to teach me. Because I'm going to be on the radio. I'm going to be playing first base when Don Mattingly retires. 888, hey, 1 for 2. 888-808-1019 is the number. BT and Sal. Chris Manhattan up next on the Fan. What up, Chris?
Hey, BT. BT, you've spoken about this baseball season being so odd. And I agree with you. Like, first of all, the Mets and Yankees both going on tailspins at exactly the same time. But you know what? Something that gives me a little bit of faith when the Mets were going through that awful streak. If you look at all these top teams, every one of them has gone through a terrible stretch. I mean, look at the Astros now. Didn't they go 26 innings without scoring a run?
Yeah, I mean, I think the problem, Chris, though, was this, okay?
Yeah.
It's not, at least pertaining to the Yankees. I'm going to actually incorporate both. I think from the Mets perspective, you're still, trying to outrun the history of the organization. So until, it's, all right, 5 years in a row, playoffs or whatever, 4 and 5 years or a championship, there's that element, which I get, the psychology, like being a Jet fan. I think from a Yankee perspective, even though, like, just intellectually, it's impossible not to know that the sport's changed and other really good teams have worn it. The Brewers were bad to start the year. They've been red hot since. I think with the Yankees, it's that we've complained about the same thing for so long, and when we don't see anything that's enough counter to what has bothered us, we fall into the same trap of, well, they're probably not good enough to win this year either.
I hear you, BT, but it's funny too. I don't know. I mean, you were going back looking at those fever stats. But, do you remember when we were growing up when players would go into slumps? Like, I never remember guys going into month slumps. It was like a week, 10 days.
Yeah, I know.
It just seems like it's wild that everything is so much more extended and it goes much deeper. I don't know what that means or why baseball has gotten us to this point, but
I do. I could actually give you the answer, Chris. It's simple. Thanks for the call. So I don't want to say it's all about launch angle. All right. And if you want to follow some of the stuff, A-Rod's been putting out some really good videos on Instagram for kids. But this isn't even about kids. This is about grown major leaguers struggling. So the pitcher is elevated, obviously up on a mound, meaning the ball is traveling down. It's not coming straight. It's coming down from a downward plane. He's throwing down. There's a slope. His foot goes down. Inevitably, now the ball could rise a little bit, but it's coming down to the hitter when it's first released, right? So when it's coming there and there's a launch angle and the barrel, the fat part of the bat, is not in the zone as long as it used to be, if you're watching us on YouTube, you can actually see me doing this. You've got to be like I'm holding a bottle of water now. You have to be absolutely perfect because the amount of time where as the bat is elevating and the ball is traveling down, it must be perfect. Now, when you hit it, it's going to look beautiful. But when you're in a funk, it's going to take longer to get out of it just because the margin to square a baseball up has been lessened for some idiotic reason by these dopey hitting coaches and stupid franchises. Matt's in New City on the Fan with BT and Sal. What up, Matt?
What's up, BT? So not really sports related, but just real quick, as you were talking about your path to radio. So I interned for you at the other station when I was 18, and I was like, I thought I wanted to be on radio. And the truth is, when I went through that grind of from Rockland County, going to the city every day and just seeing the work that you guys have to put in to make it, I wasn't cut out for it. I couldn't see myself putting in that work.
Wow. So what are you doing now, Matt?
Well, now I'm a plumber.
There you go. You get a little pension, consistent work, your own hours. Nice.
Well, I'd rather do what you do, but you guys definitely put in the work. Like I thought I was going to show up there. I said, they'll take a liking to me. They'll see I got it. They'll put me on the air for something. Meanwhile, I was bringing in cups of coffee, and nobody would even look at you.
Who was that? Well, no, come on. How did I treat you? Honestly.
Nah, you were a jerk. Nah, you were actually the nicest. You were the nicest of all the people there. I don't remember what it was. One time I was like, I caught you like you were in between a show. I'm like, you know what? Now I'm going to say something to him, like let him know I know sports. And I probably said some dopey thing, how the Knicks were going to get LeBron or something stupid. And, that was the extent of it. But it was cool. My moment I thought I made it was when I peed next to Imus there.
Peed next to Imus. Oh, my God, man. Where the hell was that?
That was at 1050 in that building where ABC was. Imus was there. First day I went there.
Yeah, same. So, but I'm saying the bathrooms. Oh, that's right. There was the Okay, because I was thinking of Sean Hannity's bathroom that we all used to use, and it was like the one little euro. I'm like, did you go to the same time? I mean, like, did you basically take a leak together? That's what I'm thinking. But the other bathroom where there was, I got you. All right, I'm sure, and I'm sure Imus ignored you there too.
Yeah, I think I said good morning or something stupid, and I think he groveled something. Yeah.
Well, not stupid to us. Rest in peace, Imus. I'm not trying to disparage him, but I mean, saying good morning is not stupid to anybody. Matt, appreciate the call. So that was his experience next to Imus.
Breen's story with Imus?
No.
So the first time, and this happened here, I've heard Breen tell the story. So obviously Breen was filling in doing sports with Imus and then eventually did it.
Quick aside, where did Mike Breen start his broadcasting career?
Right here?
No. No.
Fordham?
No. Well, yes, on campus doing FUV. Marist basketball.
I did not know
with
that.
Rick Smits. Go ahead, finish your story.
So he's told the story that the first time he asked, he said, can I fill in? I see the shift is open to do sports on Imus. I want to fill in and do that shift. And so whoever the boss was at the time walked him back to Imus's office. Yeah. And Imus is in the back and he was drinking. And he has his head down. And the boss says, hey, this is Michael Breen. He wants to do sports on Wednesday. Is that okay? Someone's out. He said, yeah, whatever, just kind of grunted at him. Sure, didn't even lift his head up. And then Mike walks in on Wednesday, and Imus like stops the show, staring at him. Who are you on the air?
No.
Like the first time. He's like,
and he wasn't kidding. He just didn't know.
He's like, well, we talked about this. I was going to do sports, and but
this is on the air.
This was on the air, and Mike's told the story, but Mike said that it changed his career because he was always so serious. I'm the serious sportscaster.
I could see that early with Mike.
And Imus was busting my balls and messing with me to the point that it made me more fun. And now you hear the fun that Breen has with Clyde and the things like that. He said,
no doubt.
The personality that he gained from doing that show. He said, for 6 months, I hated it. For 6 months, he crushed me, and I was devastated. I was trying to prove him wrong. He said, after that, I started to have fun with him. Obviously, Bill in White Plains, right, is the prank caller he used to call in. So it's crazy.
Breen's the best. That's a good story. I like it. There you go. 888-808-119. BT and Sal on the fan. Back to these calls. Now, did that guy about the Jets die? He dropped off?
He did. I know. I'm frustrated.
Get him back in. Some guy wanted to blast Aaron Glenn, and I was going to just devour this guy. Get him back in. You know who you are. All right, this summer, stay cool and hydrated with the official water of Major League Baseball, Primo Brands. With Primo Brands water delivery, you get premium hydration from trusted brands like Poland Spring, Pure Life, and Saratoga right to your door. Stock up for game day, or just keep everybody refreshed and feeling good. Still sparkling or flavored. There's something for everybody. And the best part, you get to call the shots. So whether it's a couple of cases or a full week supply, Primo's flexible delivery fits your schedule. So step up to the plate, hydrate like a pro with Primo Brands, the official water sponsor of Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
Baseball or football, WFAN runs the city. Yankees bats, Mets heat, Giants defense, Jets dreams. It's all here every day. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always streaming on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
You can't count on much these days, but you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus. Watch your local NFL game live every Sunday this season, all the way through the AFC Championship game. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today.
Stepping into the Kia K4 or K5 isn't just getting behind the wheel of any average sedan. It's stepping into what's next. With a K4, it's stepping into a world that's exciting. With a K5, it's one that's bold. The Kia K4 and K5, the next movement for sedans. See your local Kia dealer or visit kia.com to learn more.
Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Presenting Again Fling's love story. Dear love of my life, we were on the 12B bus this morning when I caught a whiff. A scent so fresh, so life-changing, I had to find its source. Alas, I didn't know if you were the woman in the pink freshly washed cardigan or the retired mailman next to me, but I knew one of you was my soulmate. Ah, the scent of Gain Flings. Try Gain Flings with OxyBoost and Febreze.
We've got more sports talk coming up on The Fan.
BetMGM is making your next golf tournament winner bets more exciting with Second Chance. What's Second Chance? Ever bet on your favorite golfer to win a tournament only to see them miss the green? Well, with BetMGM's Second Chance promotion, you'll get your stake back in cash if your tournament winner bet finishes in second instead. That's right. Simply bet on any player to win a scheduled golf tournament during a promotional week. If you're right, you win. But if your pick finishes in second instead of first, you get your stake back in cash. Watch your favorite players go for the win all season long and bet knowing you'll get your stake back if they finish second. Log in today and make your picks with BetMGM. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus years of age or older to wager. New Jersey and New York only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards paid back in unrestricted withdrawable funds. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, help us available. In New Jersey, call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY at 467-369.
Come visit the engagement experts at London Jewelers at any one of their 6 locations.
When it comes to restoring cars, Diego's got skills. And with Total Wireless in his corner, the whole world sees them. With the dual camera system on his new iPhone 13, he can take amazing car photos and post them on the fly with super fast 5G and even turn this hobby into a full-time gig. His claim to fame? Claiming iPhone 13 with 5G on us. Get iPhone 13 with 5G on us when you switch to the Total 5G or 5G Plus Unlimited 3-month plan. Total Wireless, in your corner. For limited time while supplies last. Valid in store. Device taxes and fees may apply. Requires port in and ID verification. Restrictions apply.
Hey Yankees fans, come out to Yankee Stadium on Sunday, September 7th for a special celebration. It's C.C. Sabathia, Replica Hall of Fame Plaque Day, and the first 40,000 guests in attendance will receive a C.C. Sabathia Replica Hall of Fame plaque presented by WFAN. Tickets are going fast. Visit Yankees.com/tickets today. Welcome back Hall of Famer C.C. Sabathia on Sunday, September 7th. Buy tickets now at Yankees.com/tickets.
Dedication isn't born in the light of day. It's carved in the quiet hours before the world blinks awake. At Boar's Head, we rise with a mission to deliver craftsmanship worthy of your table. A slice of something special folded into every moment worth savoring. Because dedication means delivering only the very best. Boar's Head, committed to craft since 1905.
Get connected with WFAN to talk about your favorite teams. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn app.
BT Sal back with you here on The Fan. It's 12:30 on the button. Let's get back to these calls here at 888-808-1019. Before we do that, time for the meat of the order here. Yankees were cooking. That grill was hot. Flames were just popping up everywhere. Yankees crushed it last night, obviously. So, meat of the order, Aaron Judge, 2 for 5, 3 runs, a ribby, home run. Bellinger, 4 for 5, 3 runs, 3 ribbies, 2 bombs, 2 for Stanton, 4 ribbies. Stanton's hitting 306. Wow. So the Yankees just absolutely crushed it with 16 hits, 13 runs, 9 home runs. Of course, they still had to strike out 10 times. Like, they just can't be perfect, and they had to drop a pop-up. But it was a good win, and nice to do that in their stadium, which obviously is draped with that disgusting Rays logo. Yankees knocked them around. So when you're looking for the meat for your order, choose Boar's Head, committed to craft since 1905. All right, let's get back to you. Ralph's up in Yonkers on The Fan. What's happening, Ralphie? Ralph, you there? All right, Ralph is not ready. How about Mark in Oceanside? Mark.
BT, how are you today?
Oh, good. How you doing?
Good. This whole realignment discussion you're having, I hate the idea. Let me tell you why. Mm-hmm. I'm a Met fan. You're a Yankee fan. They'll put Boston and Philly in that division, making it super hard. Major League Baseball loves who? The Dodgers. They'll be with the Los Angeles Angels, the Oakland A's, Colorado Rockies, and the Arizona Diamondbacks. They want it'll be a direct path to the World Series.
Yeah. Well, I do think there's some real competitive issues here, and Sal and I talked about a few. Now, I am much more not only open. I would love the extra intensity where the Yanks and the Mets are in the same division, chasing the same thing. That's one aspect of it. The other aspect, and this is where I think it's more uniform, I think it's just competitively unfair to the Yankees. You're going to have like if it was the Yanks, Mets, Phillies, and Boston, I mean, the Mets payroll is going to just keep going up. The Yankees is always incredibly competitive. Now, the Red Sox, they go back and forth, but the Phillies spent a ton of money as well. So it's going to be harder to get 95 wins and lock down a spot. I'm not saying it's perfect, but the main concept, Yanks, Mets, same division, I actually like that. But a lot don't.
Okay, and as far as this year goes, I think the Yankees will have an absolute cakewalk to the World Series. I don't see anybody in.
How do you say that? I mean, the way they looked for so, maybe it winds up being that way, but that's very confident.
Okay, I saw it last year. It's the quality of the playoff teams. It's not that the Yankees are so great. It's that I don't see a team. You tell me a team, and I'll show you 1,000 flaws. Houston, come on. They lost Bregman. They lost Kyle Tucker and their DH. I forget his name.
Well, hold on. Jordan Alvarez has missed 80% of the season, and that's changing. And Bregman's back, and Altuve still owns us. I mean, you're sleeping on some stuff here, Mark.
And Detroit Tigers, come on now. Look at the division. They don't play. There's not one good team in there.
I know. I don't want to face Scooble twice. I mean, I'm having a volley with you here, which is fun, but those things are real things. I'm not just making them up. And that's, listen, I have said a lot of times, and I know it's probably played out and overly repetitive at this point, so I'll keep it quick. Don't tell me like what the other teams don't do well. Tell me what the Yanks or the Mets do well. And, Mark's premise, and Mark's a great caller. I just don't really agree quite to the extent of maybe as I did a year ago, where I did feel that, where the American League was so weak, like the Yankees, plus they had Soto, was a little bit different. Cole was healthy. I don't gain comfort when other people point out other teams' deficiencies. I gain comfort when I look at my team and I say, they do this well, they do that well, they do this well, they do that well, and it's going to continue because that's who they are. And for me at this point, that's still a bit of a leap of faith. I can't quite say that. Manny's in Brooklyn. Manny, how you doing today?
Hey, what's up? I have a few questions, or part of the same point. At least two of them are. First of all, even though war is not the end-all, be-all, do you think it's accurate at all? What do you think about it?
Yeah, I mean, I think war is certainly it's a good navigational tool to get you in the neighborhood of who the best players are. Yeah.
Okay, fine, great.
I don't dispel it. Just let me to follow up. I don't dispel war. I just don't accept it as the all, because I've seen examples where I'm like, it's not what my eyes tell me, and I trust my eyes when it comes to baseball. But no, I think war is good. It's good.
All good. And second question, what do you think the difference between the best manager and the average manager is? Games won-wise.
Not much. As a matter of fact, I don't know if you heard this yesterday, which is why you're asking, but I told the story, I brought this up to Sal yesterday. So, since it's National Radio Day, this was a cool early-ish story that I think you guys will enjoy that pertains to the question I was just asked here. So, because Rami asked me, like, hey, when did you feel like you made it? First of all, I never feel like I made it. Like, I'm always going to have that Rocky mentality because I had to fight for everything to get on the radio. So that's just number one. But I remember a moment I was working in Detroit, and I went down. I was doing the middays. This is early 2000s, and I went down to do my show at a sister station to watch the Tigers spring training. And I'm there for about a week or so, and it was a lot of fun. And I remember, I still kind of learned my way. How do you walk into a clubhouse? How do you ask questions? It's a little nervous, even though I was confident. I was nervous, whatever. And I remember after one of the days, I saw Jack Morris sitting on a bench, and I'm like, I got to go talk to him. I have to go talk to Jack Morris and not sound like a complete goof as I talk to him. And was he the pitching coach? He may have been the pitching, or just like in camp, like Guidry comes and helps out, and the old Met greats do this as well. I actually forget if he was on the staff. I think he was on Phil Garner's staff. Can you check there, though? Because Garner was the manager. Anyway, sitting in the bullpen, empty, metal seat, nobody near him. I'm like, if you don't do it now, dude, you're a wuss. I mean, just take off the training wheels, go talk to the guy. And I did. And we talked about a lot of different things. And one thing that came up was about managers. And he told me that he thinks that, in his opinion, I can't quantify this, but his experience, which was pretty vast, that the most managers really contribute to 0 wins over the course of 162. Now, you'll have your bad managers who probably contribute or attribute to either one roughly 5 losses. And in his estimation, like, Sparky and Leland and LaRussa, a few others, that they generally give you about 5 or so on the plus side. So the best about 5, most more in the neutral, or at least an element of neutrality, and then the 5 worst, or the 6 worst, they're going to lose you just sloppiness, wrong bullpen move, pinch hit. You do something, the other manager anticipates you're going to do it, he counters it, you lose. Like, that happens a lot. Less with the analytics because it's more numbers oriented, but that was his answer back then. So there you go. You actually asked about it. I had a story for you. 888-808-1019. BT Sal here on The Fan. What do I have? A little Cadillac? Yeah. So probably the best part, well, hopefully it's not the best part, but I got to get up really early tomorrow. Hopefully the best part is on the course. Playing golf with Big Mike, Sal, JJ. But I'll tell you this. I can't tell you I'm going to break 95 or 90 or any really promise I'm going to break 100. Depends. I can't promise you the ride out east is going to be phenomenal because I'm going to be in my Cadillac. So, of course, Cadillac. I've been in a Cadillac well over a decade. Well over a decade. And there's 4 distinct all-electric Cadillacs. Some drive them for the performance, which I do. Others for the range and the size, whatever it might be. Some drive them because, let's face it, you want to make that entrance. 3 different ways to turn every drive into an occasion. So whatever the reason is, never a better time to say, let's take the Cadillac. The all-new electric Cadillac family of vehicles, Escalade IQ, Vistic, Optic, and Lyric. Visit your Tri-State Cadillac dealer today. Actually, I got to go to Cadillac and get the oil change today. So if you're hearing this, skip the line, will you? Get me to the front. I won't sit there for an hour. Actually, usually don't a Cadillac. The BT and Sal Show brought to you by your Tri-State Cadillac dealers. Cadillac, the official luxury vehicle of the New York Mets.
It's Evan and Tiki. Afternoons on The Fan, 101.9 FM.
But this is not his fault, right? How's that? Because the guys in front of him are getting on base.
Oh, come on. What's his numbers with runners in scoring position, bro?
I mean, it's been terrible all season.
So don't give me that. You're wrong.
I'm just trying to,
don't try. I mean, seriously, you don't have to try.
I mean, you are paying him $70 million a year.
Listen to Evan and Tiki on demand on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Maggie Gray with an Odyssey Sports Minute paid for by NHTSA. Drunk driving changes your world. Drive sober or get pulled over. Many expect Arch Manning to follow his famous uncles and stay in college for 4 years. He's clearly charting his own path. His grandfather predicted he'd stay at Texas through 2026, but Arch shrugged it off, saying he's taking it day by day. Unlike his uncles, Arch patiently waited behind a starter for 2 seasons, and in many ways, it's clear he's not just following a legacy, he's forging his own. I'm Maggie Gray.
Drinking and driving will change your whole world. The next time you're out with friends, consider what would happen if you got pulled over after drinking, like the legal fees or the time in court or a DUI on your record. Your decision to drink and drive could change someone else's world too if you hurt or even kill them in a crash. Instead, what if a decision to call a sober ride changed your world for the better? Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today.
Dial 877-WEBNOW1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
Town Fair Tire is Connecticut's largest name brand discount tire dealer. We give you the guaranteed lowest prices on all name brand tires and honor all manufacturers' rebates. We even honor our competitors' rebates. With over 100 stores from Connecticut through New England and an inventory of over 600,000 tires, you'll always get the right tire at the guaranteed lowest price. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody!
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Get ready for more BT and Sal on the Fan.
This is John D'Agostino from D'Agostino and Associates, the injury firm. Accident victims, I understand how an accident can turn your world upside down. You're in pain. You need medical care. You can't work. You're struggling to pay your bills, and you don't have a clue what your rights are. So what do? Call the first law firm that pops up on the internet? Look for the best website? Or say, hey, find me a lawyer. The options are endless, but the answers are simple. Ask around, read reviews, and go with your gut. Great law firms build great reputations. I built D'Agostino and Associates one client at a time by doing the right thing for accident victims just like you. Our clients know my team cares, and we're going to fight to get you every dollar you deserve. So call me today at 888-24-LAW-24. That's 888-24-LAW-24. We have offices throughout New York and New Jersey, and we'll come to you. I've been there, and I'll be there for you. D'Agostino Law. Bite back.
The 2025 U.S. Open Tennis Championships are back. Where the world's greatest city meets the world's greatest tennis players. This is where tradition meets trending. And every moment, history. August 18th through September 7th. And for the first time ever, the Singles Championship starts Sunday, August 24th. All tickets on sale now at usopen.org. Spectacular awaits.
You matter, and so does your well-being. If you're facing tough moments, struggling with anxiety, depression, thoughts of suicide, or substance use, help is here anytime you need it. Call, text, or chat 988 for free confidential support. New Jersey's 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is here 24/7 for you or someone you love, with trained counselors who listen and care without judgment. You matter. Remember New Jersey's 988. A message from the New Jersey Department of Human Services.
Just got my car right here at Dana Ford. Just got my car right here at Dana Ford.
Adventure and excitement. Brand new 2025 Ford Bronco. Lease $289 a month, 36 months, zero security, $49.95 due at signing, with 2 years complimentary maintenance. Big selection and details at DanaFordDeals.com. Dana Ford, Staten Island.
With approved credit, dealer retains Ford rebates. Expires 8/31/25.
Get the scuttlebutt on your favorite team. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
All right, BT Sal back with you. Here's 1246. 888-808-1019. Bill, you want a caddy first tomorrow?
I got to be here, though, with Keith.
Yeah. Oh, who's in? Who's doing the show? Keith tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay.
Get some Yankee love, hopefully, out of Keith. Yankees keep it going here. You sure you don't want to come out, carry the bags? I think we have a caddy. Caddy's like, Mike's like, well, I got it. Because I want to make sure we don't come. You can't come empty-handed, but you don't assume.
I thought you told Sal you don't like caddies.
I don't like caddies. They make me nervous. I don't like them. It's not that I don't like them personally. I just, you know what it is, though? It's not even like. That's the wrong way to look at it. I feel badly for them. Like, I generally torture caddies. And not because I don't like to have a conversation or because I'm a nut on the course. I mean, I haven't been like out of pocket behaviorally on a golf course in a long time. Now, when I first started, I was flinging wedges into lakes. I was a lunatic. But I learned, number one, you're not good enough to be that mad. And number two, I don't get to play as much with kids and back issue, whatever. So when I'm out there, enjoy it. And there's a line. I don't know if we'll do this tomorrow, but there's a line from Willie Nelson. You know the line, Dove?
No.
Robbie, do you know the line? Willie Nelson once said, it was in his book, he said, listen, when you're playing golf, this is what you have to do to enjoy it. Number one, make sure that you're always looking up. And I'm like, well, that's pretty basic. Obviously, you know, because if you think about it, when you're playing bad golf, and I don't mean like you just missed a 3-foot putt. I mean for par. When you're in the middle of the throes of an hour, which is what I generally go through, of bad golf where it's like worm burner, rocket out of bounds, you know, hook one viciously left, like the whole array of bad shots. And you just feel like you're the exact opposite of a golfer. Even my tendency is to just kind of put my head down and like shuffle my feet, keep to myself. I don't want to ruin anybody else. Still compliment, hey, good shot, way to strike it, good look, good roll, you know, good up. You know, give the compliments, which I'd like somebody to give me one when I'm playing well. But I definitely am a good partner when somebody else is playing well. But what I do is I almost detach myself, and because I'm embarrassed and I'm mad, and like from a competitive perspective, but I don't want to look like a mad idiot, so I internalize it as I've gotten older. And I'll just kind of look down, look at the grass, like maybe mumble to myself, not even curses, but just like, oh, come on, dude, take a practice swing, figure it out, like that stuff. And what Willie Nelson was saying was that when you do that and you're playing poorly, you're not taking advantage of what's around you. And think about what's around you on a golf course. His point was, look up. Beautiful skies, you know, unless it's pouring, you know, trees, flowers, different topography, terrain. So that was one thing that he wrote about. And then the other thing that Willie wrote about was, you know, listen, when, you know, you hit one out of bounds, you go to look for your ball, always make sure you're smoking something in the weeds as you're looking for your ball. He did say that. That's what Willie, I mean, what, you surprised that Willie Nelson said that? Willie Nelson, guy's high more than Snoop. All right, 888-808-1019 is the number. Herman in how do you say that? Muncie? Where is that? Where is it?
It's in New Jersey.
Near where? I don't know that place.
I don't know.
What?
Whatever, I'm not sure.
What do you mean you're not sure? Do you live there or no?
Yeah, but I don't know exactly like what other places it's near.
Well, how about one place that it's near?
Suffern.
There you go. Hey, Herman. Come on, bud.
I'm not good with geography.
I got you. I got you. Go ahead, buddy. What's on your mind?
Yeah, so I'm a little confused because great player, all-stars in general, if you have a 5 WAR, you're considered an all-star, right? And someone with a 5 WAR can be making like $30 million a year. But you, Jack Morris, whatever, is saying that a great manager will have 5 more wins per season than an average manager. That's true. Then how come the top manager is only making like $8 million a year?
Don't know. I honestly don't know the answer to that. I mean, the role of the managers changed quite a bit. I don't know. I do think it's changed, and it's probably decreased in terms of importance. Number one, the reliance on the numbers, that's obvious, but just the ability to shape a team in your like the characteristics that you want. It's tough to do that. Not that you can't do it a little bit, but it's very hard to do that as effectively as some of the old timers did it. When you just I guess you can do anything you want, but the younger players just don't respond to, you know, that push, that aggressiveness. So somebody like Billy's teams are always feisty because Billy was feisty. You know, Joe Torre, he didn't always look at sipping on his Bigelow tea. Joe Torre's gangster Joe. You know, don't get Joe mad. So that's why those Yankees had those characteristics. I don't know what Davey's personality was. I know he was laid back and let the guys do what they had to do. Talking about Davey Johnson in the mid-'80s. Generally trusted the players. Hey, just be on time, show up, play well. Yeah, I don't care what you're doing the night before, what time you get into the hotel. But Davey was a former player, so I'm sure Davey was wired in an incredibly competitive way. And I'm sure he had some blowouts with some of these guys, you would think. I'm still stunned over that guy who didn't know where he was.
And Muncie is in New York State, not
It's in Rockland County.
So it's because it said Muncie. That's why it said
Monsey.
I think it's Muncey.
No, well, the one he was from is Rockland County is MON.
Oh, it is MON.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, I'm not trying to pick on the guy, but you know, if you ask me, like, I don't know, I'll just say at age 25, you know, hey, where'd you grow up? I grew up here. Okay. Like, say if they never heard of Marine Park or never heard of Flatbush. Well, what's in there? It's Kings Plaza, Flatbush Avenue. I don't know, 10, 12, 15 minutes from Rockaway. I don't know, 25 minutes depending upon traffic on the Bell Parkway, Bay Ridge. Like, how do you not know where you are?
I can't defend him, but I will say this. It's very different now with Waze and Google Maps. We don't need to know directions.
No, I get that. I'm talking about at least identifying. I'm not saying that he can walk there.
Doesn't pay taxes, clearly.
Oh, come on, man. That's astounding to me. Oh, my God. Well, think about the way the call went. What was his name? I don't know. I forget it. Hey, Joe. Joe's in Muncie. Joe, BT and Sal on the film. What's going on, Joe? Joe, where is Muncie, by the way? I don't know. Well, all right. What's it near, Joe? I don't know. I'm not good at geography. I mean, that was bizarre.
He just wanted to get to his point.
Yeah, listen, very focused, which we do appreciate. Let me get Bobby in Yonkers, BT and Sal. Bobby, what's going on?
Hey, BT, thank you. Just wanted a little complaint about AG because I heard you mention something before. I wish he would have kept A-Rod because I like the guy Brady Cook. I think he's going to be decent. And Justin Fields, come on. He's a glorified Tim Tebow. I like the guy, but I've been watching the Jets since '67.
Yep.
I don't see it, right? And then I'll say something about the managers real quick. Look, Billy Martin and Sparky Anderson are a proof that Jack Morris is wrong. Everywhere they went, they turned the team around and made them a winning team. Right?
No,
so
I think. Hold on a second, Bobby.
Yeah,
I think it actually cements what Jack Morris told me.
Well, you said that Morris said they were only worth 5 games. Billy Martin went to the Twins, immediately made them
I see what you're saying.
manager.
Yeah, okay. Right? So certainly there's instances where coaches show up and it's more than a nominal win spot, like Tom Thibodeau when he first got here. So there's varying degrees of. I mean, it wasn't a tried and true mathematical equation. It was Jack Morris's opinion based on being around the game. But I got you. No, I mean, you think it was Aaron Glenn's decision? No, I don't think it was Aaron Glenn's decision. Now, I'm not saying that he wasn't conferred at all. I'm sure he weighed in a little bit, and I'm sure that I think it was the right move, even though if I didn't love it at the time, because I thought it was maybe a shortcut to be competitive. At the end of the day, there's no shortcuts. Stop. So he did the right thing, and he didn't want his power usurped or whatever. I'm sure it was an element of Woody, certainly Muji. Now, the Muji's new, so I would imagine he did lean on Glenn a bit. But as a first-year coach, the first year of the organization, I think you made it seem like maybe Aaron Glenn had complete say, and I think it was much more collaborative than you put forth. So that's what I would say on that. And I think Justin Fields also a little bit better than you think. 888-808-1019. BT and Sal on the Fan. Back to the calls coming up next.
Here's a high drive right field. Line drive, goodbye.
The Yankees and Rays play ball. 7:35 tonight. Driven by Jeep.
That was an extraordinary play.
Susan Waldman and Dave Sims call all of the action. The home of Yankees baseball is the Fan. 1019 FM and always live on the free Odyssey app.
This is Sal Licata. If you live in New Jersey, your electricity rates are going up. Again. If your current cooling system is over 15 years old, get ahead of that rate increase now with a new high-efficiency Carrier AC system. There's only one company to call. It's my friends at Edison Heating and Cooling, New Jersey's air conditioning experts for decades. Take it from me. You'll save money and stay cooler. These guys are experts. Contact my friends now at EdisonHVAC.com. That's EdisonHVAC.com.
Get ready, New York City. Bruce Dickinson, the iconic voice of Iron Maiden, is bringing the Mandrake Project to Brooklyn Paramount in downtown Brooklyn. This is your chance to experience a truly unforgettable night of music. Bruce Dickinson's Mandrake Project is happening September 10th. Don't miss out on this extraordinary event. Tickets are on sale now. Visit BrooklynParamount.com for tickets to witness the Mandrake Project live in Brooklyn this September. That's BrooklynParamount.com.
Hear that? That's the beginning of a journey powered by the confidence that comes from driving a vehicle so reliable, it's backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Where your journey ends? Well, that's up to you. Visit your local Kia dealer today. Kia, movement that inspires.
See retailer for warranty details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available.
I'm Colonel Callahan of the New Jersey State Police. If you're caught driving impaired, you'll face hefty fines, a suspended license, and maybe even jail time. Worse yet, you might cause a crash that could devastate someone's life. Be responsible. Don't drive impaired. We are all counting on you.
Some things are hard to commit to, like learning how to surf or saving for a family vacation. But one commitment that's easy, switching to Fios Home Internet with a 5-year price lock guarantee. That means 5 great summers of fast, reliable internet at the same low price. All with the Fios 1 gig internet plan. Plus no hidden fees or equipment charges. Call 1-833-VERIZON to switch today. Price guarantee applies to base monthly rate only for new and existing My Home customers.
At Hanover Bank, we're more than just your bank. We're your neighbor. Our decisions are made locally by people who live and work right here in your community and who understand what matters most to you. And your deposits? They stay local, benefiting the businesses, homes, families, and futures that make our towns thrive. We believe in true relationship banking, individual service, and commitment to community. Visit HanoverBank.com to learn more today. That's HanoverBank.com. Hanover Bank. Forward together.
Dunkin's $6 meal deal is kind of wild. You get a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, 6-piece hash browns, and a medium iced or hot coffee, all for $6. That's the main character meal energy you need this fall. Get it now in Dunkin' stores or order ahead on the Dunkin' app. No substitutions, participation and times may vary. Offer price varies in California and Hawaii. Limited time offer cannot be combined with other offers. Exclusions and terms apply.
It's a song about the best mayo. Has a yellow lid, and its full name is Duke's Mayonnaise. Get Duke's Mayo in store. It's got twang.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Get the latest on the Giants and Jets on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1, New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
WFAN Sports Flash.
At 1 o'clock, I'm Gordon Damer. The Sports Flash sponsored by Primo Brands, the official water sponsor of MLB. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission. Also by the New Jersey Division of Highway Traffic Safety. Over the last 2 weeks, he's hitting over 500, slugging over 1,100. Giancarlo Stanton on another heater. 2 of the Yankees' 9 home runs last night. Yanks and Rays continue their series tonight in Tampa. Cody Bellinger liking what he's seeing from the Big G.
He can carry a team for sure. The preparation that we all see in the locker room it really is top tier. The mental side of the game, he's very good at the mental side of the game, and it's obviously why he's had so much success. And you can learn a lot from him, and he's been locked in at the plate, and it's fun to watch.
Yanks sitting atop the wild card standings go after their season-high 6th win in a row. Cam Schlittler and Drew Rasmussen on the mound. Coverage here on the Fan, 6:55. Mets and Nationals again tonight. Mets up by 1 over the Reds for the final wild card. 2 in the loss column. Kodai Senga and Brad Lord on the mound there. First pitch on Odyssey Mets Radio, 6:45. Scoreboard this afternoon. Blue Jays already a 1-0 lead on the Pirates. George Springer, the leadoff home run, number 21 on the season. Fan weather sponsored by Duke's Mayonnaise at 72 and raining in Central Park, and that's what's happening. I'm Gordon Damer.
Catch all the play-by-play with Susan Waldman and Dave Sims. The home of Yankees Radio. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
Yeah.
Everybody get your... BT Sal 102. Before Evan and Tiki coming up next here. 888-808-1019. I hope this oil change does not happen, does not take too long. And I always wait. There's never a time where I don't do this. And I'm like, I got time. And then before you know it, it trickles down to 4%, 3%. I'm like, all right, now I have no choice. Now I have to do it no matter what my schedule says. So I got to go today to Cadillac. They're always great with us, so I'm not worried. But I want to make sure I'm home as soon as possible. I want to watch Fairfield Little League. Do you guys following this story? The Fairfield, Connecticut team? Oh, my God, it's awesome. They're 3-0. I think they're 2 wins away from getting to the Little League Championship World Series. I mean, they are fun to watch. I watched them the other night. We've actually been following it. We usually do. And they just blasted South Dakota. I think it was Sioux Falls. And they were running wild on them. And there was actually, some stuff I saw on social media like, well, it's Little League. Maybe they shouldn't do this and what I'm talking about. And you know, if you know, where the play's not dead until the pitcher gets the ball and gets back on the rubber. Then you have to stop running. But what they kept doing, and hey, if you can't stop it, then I'm going to keep doing it. I don't blame Connecticut. I keep doing it. Where they would get a base hit, say there's a man on first, they get a base hit to like center or right, and the runner on first was able to get to third base. Well, when the kid who hit the ball would get to first base, he would just be dancing. And I felt bad for the pitcher because he obviously wasn't used to this, and I felt bad for South Dakota because it happened like 6 times in a row where now the kid's he's tempting him. All right, hey, run at me, and I'll sacrifice myself for the out. While you're doing that, my buddy at third base is racing home. And it was a whirlwind, man. It was like watching the Roadrunner just bow Fox, Wall-E, Coyote.
It's like what teams do to the Yankees.
Take it easy, buddy. It's not that bad. It's not that good, but it's not that bad. No, they're a great story. And I think the last time Connecticut went this far was Trumbull, I want to say in like 1989. And they got some kid. I mean, all the kids are playing well. They're a stud pitcher, Italian kid. I'm forgetting his name. Kid's got swag, throwing juice. I mean, he is just... I love watching these kids with all their armbands and their beads and their chains and their eye black and their fancy bats and their cleats. Now, it doesn't matter if you can't play and you look like that, but they're delivering. So shout out to Fairfield, Connecticut Little League team. They're playing Nevada. I believe that's Summerlin. And I think, because I remember Bryce Harper got there, and I feel like it's Bryce Harper. It's either the town that he played for that went really far back in the day or a town that was right next to him or that he played against, whatever. Nevada's going to be tough. But hopefully Connecticut can keep going here. It's 105 here. It's BT and Sal. 888-808-1019. What? I mean, Dove. Again, the timing. The timing is good as... Oh, God. I mean, all right. BT and Sal show on the Fan, brought to you by your tri-state Cadillac dealers. Cadillac, the official luxury vehicle of the New York Mets. I mean, the timing is just atrocious.
You could have weaved it into the oil change conversation.
No, that I could have if you would have told me. I got 37,000 reads here today without
written
Sal.
on the show sheet.
Huh?
It's written on the sheet.
I'm not saying it.
And I reminded you before the update ended.
No, hold on. Well, did you?
Yes.
I was doing some research on the Fairfield team. I wasn't paying attention. I mean, listen, I have said, and you guys have done a great job, and listen, I'll point the thumb at my chest if I have to. My mistake. Okay, great. But you got to admit, when this means business is good, there's a lot of reads. And when it's one person, it's a lot. So will you ever forgive me for not doing the read in real time? I mean, how about you tell me when I don't know, there's a little... Just when the caller's talking, let's go to Mike in Fairfield. Mike, you're on the Fan. Hey, BT, by the way, Cadillac read. When I'm not speaking, is that possible? It's National Radio Day, Dove, right? And by the way, Dove, of anybody that is celebrating National Radio Day, nobody has been in the trenches longer than this man. So while I'm having fun with you, you have truly made a career out of this amazing medium. I mean, 40, 50 years? I mean, you've been in forever, dude?
Almost 40.
Hey, you think you know how to do it by now in terms of talent? Telling talent when to read something. Almost 40. That is absolutely wild. God bless you, man. Good job on that, not on the read. All right, 888-808-1019 is the number. Let's get, let me see here. Let me get Clem up in Rockland. Clem, what's cooking?
Yo, a couple things. My daughter, we're bringing her to Fairfield. She's going to be a freshman at Fairfield University. So we went last week, the other day, to like some introduction, man. The town is popping, dude. All the bars, man. It's crazy, man. Definitely rooting for Fairfield.
Oh, my God. Well, now a couple things here. Number one, Hopefully you saved a lot of money, Dad, because Fairfield ain't cheap, number one.
84 G's a year, man. I did not save money. I'm frantic, and I got 3 other kids in the pipeline, so I'm hoping one of them wants to take over my business, and it's tough, BT. Stop it too, man.
$1,000.
Stop it too, guy.
Man, 80.
Stop it
Okay,
too,
so
kids,
okay,
BT.
so that's the bad part. The good part is that she has been raised well because it's a great school. Fairfield, beautiful campus, great academic school. So you're going to have a blast. So did you actually drop her off yet, or you said that was last week?
No, the 29th. We went for like some introduction thing,
I got you.
Get situated. Right, so the 29th, we actually dump her off, man, and it's going to be heartbreaking, but it's only an hour away from where my backyard is Muncie. When that guy called before, he said Bergen County. I go, oh, wow, there's another Muncie in Bergen County, but it's actually the one in Rockland County.
It's Muncie, yeah, I got you. All right, what you got there, Clem? Go ahead.
All right, so the Mets, man, as far as the season, man, it's like up and down. Who knows where it's going to end up, but is there any scenario where they get rid of Mendoza or Stearns? But before you go, BT, I know very quickly you don't want to hear about my life, but I was just up in Cooperstown with my son.
Okay.
I can't wait for you and Colton to go, man, and share the stories, man. The experience is priceless, and because of his age, he gets to go back again. So I'm looking forward.
I've heard, yeah.
Next year.
It's on the radar, man. You know, it's funny. All these, I can't wait. That's when they're 12, generally, the kids. So it's going to be awesome, but it also means he's 12 and he's no longer 10. You know, so I'm not looking for time to keep flying, but I know that's going to be a blessing, no doubt.
Hey, that play, though, man, you're talking about in the Little League World Series. We do that in softball. Don't you coach your daughter's softball team?
I do.
We do that. Everybody in softball, everybody does that play, man.
Well, we don't do that, Clem. We don't do that play in rec. I coach my daughter's rec softball team. We don't, you know, I understand I got thrown out the one game, but I'm not a lunatic. Like, I'm not looking to go there and win 15-0 in rec. So I don't do that with the girls. No, but with the travel team, we do that. Listen, if you're not buttoned up and you're not on the rubber and somebody's sleeping, take the extra base. Now it's not real baseball, but it's a loophole that you can exploit, and it doesn't mean you're doing anything below board. It's aggressive. And some parents don't love it. I understand, but a lot of people are taught that way. See, at least in my mind, and what I'm referencing is, and what we're talking about, in case you just tuned in, the other night. So Fairfield's playing Nevada at 3 p.m. today, and if they win that, they go. Then they're basically there for the championship. They're knocking on the door, and they just did that where continuously, dancing off first base with a runner on third, trying to get the pitcher to bite, commit to him, or throw to first or throw to second. If that happens, bang, runner from third scores. Now, I can understand why, especially when it's like the score's getting a little bit out of hand, then you might want to dial it down a little bit in general. I'm not even talking about Fairfield. So I could see that pushback, right? But you're in the Little League World Series. You try to win, number one. Number two, not by abandoning, ethics and morals, but you want to win. But what I do think it does is when it becomes real baseball, now you have aggressive base runners in the more conventional sense. Should I stretch this to a double? Well, let's find out. Can I score from first on the double? Let's find out. Like, you're just used to running. You know what I mean? But I get it. $84,000 for college for 1 year. That's even more than I thought. I keep up on that stuff. My God. Let me get Mike in Tom's River. Mike.
Great to talk to you, BT. It's interesting. You said Kings Plaza before.
Yeah.
In 1969 and 70, I went to Kings Plaza. I lived right in that area, I'll tell you. And they had this big line there. And sitting at 3 individual tables were Clive Frazier, Mike Reardon, and Dick Barnett. All of them gave me their autograph. And the coolest thing was I happened to be disabled. And Clive Frazier, when he signed for me, he didn't acknowledge it, which was great. He so badly did not want to be there. He had no interest at all. And it was like, he is by far my favorite Nick. I'm 72, my favorite Nick of all time, all doing that. So I wanted to pass that because you said Kings Plaza, and I was living in that area when it was built.
Where were you?
From my window in my apartment, I could see Kings Bay Little League. Didn't you play at Kings Bay?
No, I didn't. I know the field right off the Bell Parkway, right off Knapp Street. I never played there. Nice field, though.
Knapp Street. Yeah, but not right off about a mile off the Bell. Here's what I wanted to call about, because what I was so hoping you guys would ask Spoon yesterday is Michael K. talked the night before about how Fried's spin rate was drastically down on all his pitches. And you can't explain that away with, he's going, and I would have loved to hear what Boone said about that,
Yeah. Well, listen, I talked to Boone. Thanks for the call there, Maya. That's a great Clyde story. That's awesome. 1969. Wow. And by the way, I'm sure Clyde didn't go for free. I'm sure he got at that point, probably maybe $500, whatever it was to go and do it. But it sounds like he did the right thing, which is not a surprise because Clyde is he's amazing. So the spin rate, I don't want to get too wrapped up in that, but what I've heard is that he's become a little cutter happy, a little cutter reliant. And I don't know, is that because the other stuff, the metrics on some of his other pitches, he's got like 5 or 6 pitches as we know. And if those numbers are down based on the spin rate, maybe he's bypassing that. He's going to the cutter, which he's definitely, trust me, definitely throwing more than he has been or should. And he's becoming predictable. And there's a pattern that hitters have picked up. And, he's got really good stuff. He ain't Randy Johnson. So, Randy could say, hey, it's coming, and you could probably still not hit it. And you're not getting that from Max Fried, but he's got to wake up. If Max Fried does not wake up and pitch much better, I don't know how the Yankees win the division. I'm not even going to go nuts like talk World Series. Like, they need him to be Max Fried to win the division. They need that. He has been really shaky. Rami, 10 starts?
I would say it's more
10?
than that. I would say it's almost 15. If you look
almost
back
15,
when he had a 1.29 ERA on May 30th, his second to last start in May, or his last start in May, when he had a 1.29 ERA. Since then, it's been 5. I'll get you the exact numbers right now. I did this recently.
Okay, no, I could tell you were diving into some numbers, which I appreciate. Initially, that sounds too long, but it's definitely at least 10. And there were, you might be right on this, because there was definitely a point where the ERA and the whip was still like amazing. And I'm sitting there saying, yeah, he's been, like after a start or two, he's been good, but not quite the guy that we saw for the first however many. So do you have it? Did anything pop up or no? Not yet.
Yeah, I have it here. So it's 14, his last 14 starts, he's pitching to a 5.01 ERA, and the whip, I don't see that.
It's got to be 1.2, 1.3. Yeah, but Rami, here's the thing, though. That's a broad snapshot. And so 14 games, those 3 or 4 awful games are going to balloon that ERA. So, he had a couple. What I'm saying is it hasn't been 15 straight bad starts.
No, it's not 15 consecutive. But if you look at it, that goes back. The first one is the first one's against the Dodgers, where he goes 5 innings and gives up 6 runs.
Yep.
So that starts that stretch.
Gotcha.
And then, yes, he had a couple, really some solid starts, but no great starts since then. And then the last few starts, you're looking at 4 runs, 3 runs, 4 runs, 6 runs, 4 runs, 4 runs, 4 runs, 7 runs.
Walks.
Yeah.
And his walk rate has gone through the roof compared to where he was. So I'm not pushing back too much. I just wanted to make sure we had that buttoned up. Good job. 888-808-1019. Let me get, how about Jeff's in New Haven, Connecticut. Jeff, BT and Sal.
BT, what's going on, brother? How you been?
Jeff, what's going on, dude? How you feeling?
Yeah, not bad. So I'm from Connecticut, obviously, and I, love the Fairfield team, watching them play. I have an issue with the Little League World Series and their modified double elimination bracket. I just wanted to kind of get your opinion on it.
I'll try to help if I can. Go ahead.
Connecticut's 3-0.
Yep.
And if they win today, they're in the U.S. Championship.
Yes.
And they haven't lost. They're 4-0.
Mm-hmm.
The team that they're going to play already has 1 loss, whoever makes it there on Saturday, and they beat Connecticut. Connecticut's out. I've always had a problem with that, with the modified double elimination. Don't you think whoever makes it there on Saturday should beat the 4-0 team twice?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I do. It's inconsistent. I don't want to get too into the weeds of Little League here, but no, that's true where, you start out, it's double elimination, you win, you're in the winner's bracket, you lose, you're in the loser's bracket, you lose again, you go home, you win, you keep staying. And if you start in the winner's bracket and then lose a game, now you're in the loser's bracket, but if you win, you remain alive. So it seems incredibly unfair and really inconsistent, like, to his point. Well, hold on a second. So if they beat Nevada today, but then they lose the next, which I think might be Saturday, like the next game for the domestic final, but that's only 1 loss and they're out. Well, that's not fair because I thought it was, but that's why it's modified. I think a lot of it has to do with pitch count. I think they're probably just getting to a point where they're like, all right, we can't have these kids pitch all the time. I think. I don't really know. Tim's on Long Island. What's cooking, Tim?
Hey, I wanted to talk about that spin rate. I think maybe he's holding back a little bit because of that blisters. And maybe in the playoffs, he'll start snapping it back again.
Yeah, I might. I mean, but, he's not a robot. So if that's the thought, and I don't really believe that myself, that it's either preemptively, maybe it started to avoid the blister worsening. And based on what the caller's saying, maybe this is his way of preemptively having it not come back by, not throwing certain pitches. I don't know. All I know is, all right, that doesn't exactly make me feel great where you abandon some good pitches and then, all right, it's October. Let's see if it's still there, the feel. It might be, but it might not be. Let me get John in Cherry Hill. John, BT and Sal, what's going on?
Hi, guys. Thanks for taking my call. I really appreciate it.
You got it.
A long-time native of Fairfield, Connecticut. Born there, raised there my whole life.
Nice.
I played in the Fairfield Little League in 1965 when I was 12, so I'm an older guy. But one of the things you mentioned, certainly rooting for Fairfield tonight, obviously, but one thing you mentioned was the 1989 Trumbull team that went to the World Series. I don't know if you know who the star pitcher, 12-year-old pitcher was on that team.
A hockey player. I'm just forgetting his name right now. What's his name?
Chris Drury.
Drury, of course. Yeah, Chris. Yeah.
Yeah, Chris was on that team. I also believe Craig Breslow was also on that team.
Yep. There's not many. There's not many. It's funny. Like you watch the Little League World Series, John, and I remember when I was a kid. I'm like, oh my God, these players have to be I'm just talking about the Americans. Like these players have to be like everyone's going to be in the major leagues. I mean, a lot of them don't even play baseball past high school. Multi-sport kids, right time, good group, favorable draws, you're really talented. But it's not a foreshadow of ultimate success. It's just not. Now, Bellinger played there. You can find certain, I think Steve Garvey may have played. Like there, you could cherry pick a bunch of players who made it, but it's not emblematic of, and I always thought that it was, but it's actually the opposite. It's really a modified version of baseball. And in some instances, very circumstantial. 888, you Jeff, something wrong? What do you got?
It's the kids who grew first. It's the kids whose growth sprouts first.
Not always. I think when you look at the kids throwing like the kid from Taipei, a lot of these kids who are throwing mid-70s, even 72, 73 at that age, yeah, I mean, they're going to be $120, and you might have like
because none of them are the MLB superstars, so they just peaked earlier.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. But also, they might gravitate to different sports, like Chris Drury and some others. And yeah, I mean, listen, maybe they discover girls. I'm not trying to be crass, but that happens. Maybe some will get burned out. Maybe some will get hurt. Maybe some are better in soccer, football, whatever. It's a full gamut. 888-808-1019. BT and Sal on the Fan. I got some text messages from JJ about tomorrow's golf outing that I'm going to share with you. Kind of set some over-unders for scores. I'm going to have to come up with Sal's. I've never seen him swing a club. I'm going to have to come up with Mike's. I was doing some research on Mike, and I think he was with somebody with or from Barstool that Mike had out at his club. And I believe I saw the scorecard, and I believe I'll have a pretty accurate over-under for Big Mike as well. So we'll do that. We'll get back to the calls. Yanks, Mets, BT and Sal right here on the Fan.
No matter the season, New York sports never stop. Yankees, Mets, Giants, Jets. If it's happening, we're talking about it. The Fan, 101.9 FM and always streaming on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
I'm Chelsea Messenger, helping you beat the books with the BetMGM Network. Bet of the day is the Phillies on the money line for -140 at home against the Mariners. The Phillies have been fantastic in this spot. At home, they're 39-21 and have the third best home offense in all of baseball. As favorites, they're 60-39. Meanwhile, the Mariners are 1-6 over their last 7 and have a losing record on the road. Let's go Phillies on the money line. Bet smarter, beat the books. Download the BetMGM app Please gamble responsibly.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit information kit. 800-761-0000. That's 800-761-0000.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group.
Lunch was great. Greenwich Village is a fun spot.
Can we stop at a bathroom?
Are you all right?
I keep having stomach issues after eating, like diarrhea, gas and bloating, abdominal pain, and sometimes oily stools.
Sound familiar? Those stomach issues may actually be a pancreas issue called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. Creon pancrelipase may help manage EPI. Creon is a prescription medicine used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. Call 800-633-9110 or visit creoninfo.com to learn more. That's CREONinfo.com.
I'm asking my doctor about EPI and if Creon could help.
Head to Citi Field as the Mets wrap up the month of August with a homestand against the Phillies and Marlins, Monday, August 25th through Sunday, August 31st. On Tuesday, the first 15,000 fans will get S&Y Players Pins, featuring Gary, Keith, and Ron. Stay after Friday's game for fireworks, weather permitting. The first 15,000 fans at Saturday's game will receive a Francisco Lindor bobblehead from Invesco QQQ. And Sunday, the first 5,000 kids under 14 will receive Blippy glasses. Get your tickets now at Mets.com/tickets.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Get ready for more BT and Sal on the Fan.
Today, we're constantly taking photos and videos to remember our favorite moments. But what about those captured before the smartphone? What about the memories tucked away on aging VHS tapes, film reels, or in fading photos?
These cherished memories are fading away with time, vulnerable to threats like heat, moisture, and mold. But fear not, there's a solution to safeguard your legacy. Hi, I'm Adam.
And I'm Nick. Together, we founded Legacy Box over a decade ago with one mission: to bring your memories into the 21st century.
It's time to bid farewell to old tapes you can't watch and faded photos. Legacy Box transforms them into digital treasures, ready to share with a click.
Just like magic, your shoebox of memories is now safely stored in the cloud or on a thumb drive.
Over 1 million families have trusted Legacy Box, so you can rest assured your priceless moments are in good hands.
Don't let your childhood fade away on old tapes. It's time to digitize those priceless moments.
Fast forward into the digital age. Visit legacybox.com/value and unlock 50% off your order. That's legacybox.com/value.
Listen weekdays from 1 to 2 on the Fan for the call of the day with BT and Sal, brought to you by Wind Creek Bethlehem. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Paul's new drone startup just lost its most genius computer scientist.
We just lost our best genius to some new genius who's got a genius new idea. I'm going to have to find a new genius, or 2 half geniuses, and fast.
He needs a computer scientist that can keep his startup from falling down.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
This Labor Day weekend, we're celebrating Bob's Discount Furniture's 200th store milestone with the entire Bob's family across the country. For more than 30 years, we've believed everyone deserves the home they love. That's why we brought our everyday low prices on furniture, mattresses, and more to over 200 locations from coast to coast and counting. Not to mention free treats for the whole family in our cafes. Celebrate Bob's Discount Furniture's 200 store milestone this Labor Day weekend.
Oh my God.
Did you catch Luisito's header?
Yeah, I just recorded it on my new Samsung A36 5G phone I got for free at Total Wireless.
Oh, I'm actually live streaming the whole match with my new Samsung Tab A9 that I also got free at Total Wireless.
I got that tablet too.
And I got that phone too.
We both got both. Go!
Switch to Total Wireless and get both the Samsung A36 5G and the Samsung Tab A9 for free. For a limited time while supplies last, valid in store. Requires new phone activation on the Total 5G Unlimited plan or higher external port and ID verification and new activation on the Total 5G Unlimited 6-month tablet plan. Restrictions apply.
Talk New York sports here. The Fan.
All right, it's 127 back on The Fan here. BT and Sal up until 2. Then it's Evan and Tiki Show. 888-808-1019 is the number. Get back to these calls. Got some football stuff for you. Obviously, Yanks and Mets showing signs turning the corner. All right, so I'm going to try to do this during the break, and I was kind of piecing this together. I think the toughest one, quite frankly, is going to be my partner. What else is new? I'm trying to come up with over-unders for what we shoot tomorrow with Big Mike at the Big Mike Open. Now, I saw something, and I don't know how long ago it was. I wouldn't say the swing looks buttery, but the video that I saw, whatever swing Mike has, works for Mike. I saw him because they recorded the whole round. I saw him hammering some shots. Ball flight, distance, I couldn't gauge that, but I saw a lot of advancement of the golf ball, which is a good starting point. And after the round, I think it was a Barstool thing, I think he shot 82. Now, was there a mulligan? I don't know. We'll get that report on Friday after we actually play. I'm sure there's some liberties. I hope there's some liberties taken because I have no interest in stepping on any golf course and actually playing to the rules of golf. Zero interest, because I never do. And I don't mean like the etiquette of like walking in your line or talking during your backswing or being a knucklehead. I'm talking about I'm not going to penalize myself to the degree that maybe I should. Like if I hit a ball out of bounds, right, I'm not dropping 2 and hitting 3 off the tee. I'll never get out of there. Wherever I think the ball went out, I'm going to approximate that, keep it moving, drop it, usually plop it up a little bit so I got a decent lie. I'll take the penalty stroke. Most of the time. Like if I think it's a bad break, oh man, there's no way that ball's lost. How I got Dan or Frank or Scott. I'm not taking a penalty. Yeah, don't take it. You're good. You probably just don't see it. But there's no way I'm playing by the literal rules of golf. I'll never leave. So I don't know what Mike does, but he did hit the ball hard and he did advance it. I'm going to say Mike's over under. I'm just going to go off of what he shot, and I'm going to add a half a shot to it. 82 and a hook. Big Mike. That's the over-under in Vegas. Now, I think JJ is pretty easy to read here. And we were texting, and right away, he's my kind of guy with this. Because it's funny, we were talking about music and how I've become much more of a music guy playing when I'm playing golf to the point where it's almost never not on. And he's like, dude, if we ride tomorrow, I got the tunes. I'm like, I'm with it. I'm like, all right, what are you going to shoot? And he was texting me the other day because he played LBI National, and I played there recently. And, geez, I sound like Boomer and Gio taking you through every round here. It's much longer. And he's like, I told him, oh, great course. You're going to love it. It's tough. So we've been going back and forth a little bit, really looking. I haven't spent a lot of time with JJ, but I've always liked him. I always liked him, gotten along with him, like him. So I said, dude, what are you going to shoot tomorrow? Neighborhood. And his response was, I'm like, this is the kind of guy that I want to play with and hang with. He's like, with a mulligan, counting a mulligan. I'm like, yeah, I might even count the breakfast ball. He said 101.5. So I'm going to work off of his number. Now, I also got the scout report on the golf course. I heard it's very wide, which is good. I've heard it's fairly short, which is good. I've also heard there's a lot of sand, which equals disaster. To me, there is not a more daunting shot on the golf course. And like green side, okay, you just got to get some sand, and easier said than done, but flick it on the green and hope for the best. Like to me, if I hit my tee shot in the sand on a fairway bunker and I got like 170 to go, like a real golf shot, I got no chance, dude. None. So that's where the high numbers could creep in. So I'm going to say Mike 82.5. I'm going to say JJ based on his own honest and others. Like I've heard he's got a weird looking swing, but when he hits it well, and he's talked about it. He seems to be very honest and a real, not like, oh, I'm good and you stink. I think JJ knows the score of where he's at. Loves the game, but I'd say his passion exceeds his talent at this point, like many of us. 101.5. Sal, what the hell do I give? What is the over-under for him? Like, I have no idea. Like, he's like, oh, when I get in shape and this and that. Like, I don't think he's a terrible athlete. I played softball with him. He was actually pretty good at second base. Now, you could be a great athlete and stink in golf. I heard from Recco last year when they played with Mike that when he gets into it, he steps on a few. I'm going to say that Sal's over-under tomorrow, I'm going to say 103. And I'm going to say 103 because he has not played. He was supposed to play today to get some of the kinks out. He has not played, I think, since last year with Mike and Recco, which means the short game should be a disaster. That's just the way it goes. You got no feel. He's probably going to be rolling it past or rolling it short. Military golf, left, right. You go from one end of the grade to the other. I would think that his chipping's going to be a little bit off here. So not even disrespect. I just probably think about 103. Me, I have no idea. I mean, I don't know. I will be disappointed if I'm not in double digits, like if I'm 100 or higher. I'm not thinking to be nuts, but I'm not even saying it would surprise me. I would just be a little disappointed. I would say for me, not even over-under, probably in the neighborhood 95. Like I could put up a 44 or a 45 on the front and a 55 on an. Like I don't know. I don't know. I think it could be great. I'll tell you that. So that's the over-under. Mike 82.5, JJ 101.5, Sal 103. I guess if I have to give myself something, I'll probably say 96.5, something in that neighborhood, All right, there you go. Let me get, how about Rock, Long Island, BT and Sal on the fan. What's up, Rock?
BT, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good, man. How are you?
That kid's name that you talk about for Fairfield is Pellegrini.
Yes, Pellegrini.
Hard.
That's my guy, stud. Love him.
I watched them, and it's a little hard for me to root for them because they happen to be the team from Long Island, and a lot of those young kids live in my neighborhood, the St. James area.
Yeah.
So I've seen a lot of the parents and everything. So it was, but that's not why I called. I called for a professional opinion on Jackson Dart.
You've come to the right place.
What do you like the most that you see? And do you believe he's the guy that could take us into Philly on a Monday night and win?
Not yet. I don't believe that.
I don't mean this year. I mean in the future.
Yeah, I do.
mean in the future.
I do.
You do? Okay.
I think they drafted the right guy. See, there's two questions here, Rock. Number one, did you draft the right guy? Yes. I believe that. I mean, I don't want to say unequivocally, but pretty damn close. Like, I am almost certain they drafted the right guy. Just his presence at a podium, obviously his play, first and foremost here, seems to have a slow heartbeat. He's in a good quarterback room. I just think that it's lined up for him to be the guy. I think he's going to be really good. I don't know how much he's going to play this year. I'm not in a rush. I think there's some element of assurance with Dable and Shane. It's not about win and save your ass. It's about compete, play with integrity, develop Dart, and we'll go from there. And when you're on that timeline, it's a different. The goal is still to win, but the things that you do, you don't take shortcuts. You don't just throw them out there to just shut people up and change the opinion of Mara or get 80,000 people to stop booing if that's the case. Number one, I think Russ could still play a little bit. I do. I really do. I think he could play a little bit here. But to me, the key is Andrew Thomas. And I said this yesterday. Andrew Thomas, to me, is the most important and the most indispensable New York football player either team. It's nobody else. It's not Abdul Carter. It's not Sexy Dexy. It's not, Q for the Jets or Sauce or Garrett. It is Andrew Thomas. Because when Andrew Thomas plays, the Giants resemble a functional offensive line, and in certain times better than functional. Obviously, that's just the low point or the starting point. And that allows them to look like a functional football team. When Andrew Thomas is not there, they disintegrate into a mess that is just gross to watch and easy to beat. So to me, it's Andrew Thomas. He really is that guy. And I heard Tiki and Loogie talking about this yesterday. He's talking about Linz Frank and that delicate, those the joints in the foot and all those little tiny bones. Like the hands and the feet have the most bones in the human body. Little teeny tiny bones that you don't think would really hurt that much. But a big-bodied left tackle who's had foot issues and hamstring issues before that. Remember, he got hurt right away. I think it was Dallas a couple of years ago. Like, that worries me. But Andrew Thomas is a certified superstar. And he can, I don't think there's, even Russ, I don't think anybody can change the ceiling for the Giants more than him. 888-808-1019, BT and Sal on the Fan. NFL Talk on the Fan, brought to you by Paramount Plus. You can't count on much these days, but you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus. Watch your local NFL game live every Sunday on CBS and Paramount Plus all season long. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today. All right, it's 1:37 on the Fan. BT and Sal, Brandon Tierney, Sal Licata Show. Evan Tiki coming up next. I've got one more segment. I've done a lot of yapping. Full phone bank as we expect. We'll just jam the calls in, and then we'll get ready to hand it off to those guys next. Coming up on the Fan. All right, you a little thirsty here? Now, if you watch us on YouTube or you see these cuts on social, like I've always got a cup of coffee that I sip pretty much for the entire show, and then it gets cold and I just stop, I throw it out. I always got water. Always hydrate. Always. You have to. This summer, you got to stay cool and hydrated with official water Major League Baseball, Primo Brands. And with Primo Brands water delivery, you get premium hydration from trusted brands like Poland Spring. That's what I got now. Pure Life. And Saratoga, delivered right to your door. So stock up for game day or just keep everybody feeling good and refreshed. Still sparkling, flavored, whatever. There's something for everybody. And the best part, you get to call the shots. Whether you need a couple of cases or a full week supply, Primo's flexible delivery fits your schedule. So step up to the plate, hydrate like a pro with Primo Brands, the official water sponsor of Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball trademarks are used with permission.
It's Boomer and Gio, mornings on the Fan, 101.9 FM.
He was wearing a shirt that said he's golfing. And then yesterday she put on the shirt, go ask your dad. So what I deduced from this is she wants me to stop playing so much golf and do more stuff for the kids. I'm just waiting for the next shirt. I hired a lawyer.
Listen to Boomer and Gio on demand on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Andrew Perloff with an Odyssey Sports Minute, sponsored by Metal Supermarkets, the convenience store for metal. Find a store at metalsupermarkets.com. BYU named true freshman Bear Bachmeier their starting quarterback. Interestingly, he's the first true freshman to start week one for the Cougars ever. That's surprising because in the 80s and 90s, BYU was called Quarterback U. Guys like Steve Young, Jim McMahon, Ty Detmer, Mark Wilson rewrote the record books. More recently, Zach Wilson, Taysom Hill. Apparently, none of them good enough to start as a freshman. Bachmeier is. Good luck, kid. I'm Andrew Perloff.
DQ presents the sound of happy. Hear that? That's the DQ Chicken Strip Basket. Only $7.49 for a limited time. We're talking 4 100% white meat seasoned chicken strips served with fries, Texas toast, and DQ signature country gravy. Yeah, you heard that right. For crunch time and no time, it can only be the DQ Chicken Strip Basket. Just $7.49 for a limited time. Get it delivered in the DQ app. Happy tastes good at participating locations.
When you've got real work to do, Metal Supermarkets will help you get it done fast. With a huge variety of metals in stock, we can help no matter what job comes your way. And all it takes is a few clicks. We make buying metal online easy so you can spend less time shopping and more time getting things done. Metal Supermarkets, the convenient stores for metal. Place an order online today at metalsupermarkets.com.
This is Sal Licata. You definitely don't want your AC system to fail this summer. So call my friends at Edison Heating and Cooling, New Jersey's air conditioning experts. Have them check your cooling system now. I know Edison Heating and Cooling. They are the real deal. Go to EdisonHVAC.com.
Hey, Yankees fans, come to Yankee Stadium on Thursday, August 21st, when the Yankees host the Boston Red Sox for a very special Yankee Stadium giveaway. It's Seinfeld night, and the first 18,000 guests receive a special George Costanza sleeping under his desk bobblehead, courtesy of Delta Airlines. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com/tickets. Again, don't miss out on Seinfeld night and the George Costanza sleeping under his desk bobblehead when the Yankees and Red Sox battle on Thursday, August 21st. Visit Yankees.com/tickets.
Stepping into the Kia K4 or K5 isn't just getting behind the wheel of any average sedan. It's stepping into what's next. With a K4, it's stepping into a world that's exciting. With a K5, it's one that's bold. The Kia K4 and K5, the next movement for sedans. See your local Kia dealer or visit kia.com to learn more.
Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely.
Want to take your cooking to the next level? Here's what Master Chef Tom Colicchio had to say about Made in Cookware.
I always tell aspiring cooks, focus on mastering your technique, hone the muscle memory, and use the highest quality tools you can get your hands on. I use Made In both at home and here at Kraft in New York City. They're beautifully made, and they let my team and me focus on making memorable meals night after night.
Learn more at madeincookware.com. That's MADEIN cookware.com.
We're always talking New York sports on The Fan.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just one cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
When it comes to getting the guaranteed lowest price on Falcon tires, there's only one place to go, Town Fair Tire. And when it comes to getting more free services for life than anywhere else on Falcon tires, there's only one place to go, Town Fair Tire. So when you're in the market for the best deal on Falcon tires, get to Town Fair, because nobody beats a Town Fair tire deal. And I mean absolutely nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
4 distinct all-electric Cadillacs. Some drive them for performance. Others drive them for the range. And some drive them because it's the only way to make an entrance. 3 different ways to turn every drive into an occasion. Whatever your reason, there's never been a better time to say, let's take the Cadillac. The all-electric Cadillac family of vehicles. Escalade IQ, Vistic, Optic, and Lyric. Visit your Tri-State Cadillac dealer today.
Hey everyone, Boomer here. I had a tomahawk steak last night that was absolutely cooked to perfection. Now, you already know how it was done. With the Chef IQ Sense, the wireless thermometer that eliminates under or overcooking your chicken, fish, or meat, whether you're cooking on a stovetop, oven, or grill. It is built to withstand extreme heat, and the app alerts you when to take the steaks off the grill and even when to flip them. Order the newly released 3rd generation Chef IQ Sense right now at chefiq.com and make sure to put the code word Boomer in for 15% off.
Call of the day with Brendan Tierney and Sal Licata on The Fan.
Manny's in Brooklyn. Manny.
What do you think the difference between the best manager and an average manager is? Games won, why?
Not much. As a matter of fact, I don't know if you heard this yesterday, which is why you're asking, but I told the story. I brought this up to Sal yesterday. So I remember a moment. I was working in Detroit. You know, I still kind of learning my way. How do you walk into a clubhouse? How do you ask questions? You know, it's just a little nervous, even though I was confident. I was nervous, whatever. And I remember after one of the days, I saw Jack Morris sitting on a bench. And I'm like, I got to go talk to him. And he told me that he thinks that, in his opinion, I can't quantify this, but his experience, which was pretty vast, that the most managers really contribute to 0 wins over the course of 162. Now, you'll have your bad managers who probably contribute or attribute to either one roughly 5 losses. And in his estimation, like, you know, Sparky and Leland and LaRussa, a few others, that they generally give you about 5 or so on the plus side. All right, so that came up. Obviously, somebody wanted to get some answers on that. I happen to have a story with the Morris thing and was able to make it work there. So we got about not even 10 minutes. Let's get the calls. Back to you guys here. Evan and Tiki coming up next. 888-808-1019. Coco in Manhattan. Take it away, buddy. What you got?
Hey, BT, I'm trying to make it quick, right? I'll have a few questions for you. The 10-2 spot is really a great spot. You guys are better together and even great when you're by yourself. So that being said, right?
Yeah.
Right. I want to ask you a few questions, right? That double standard between Alonso and Volpe, I mean, you love Volpe, which is right. I agree with you when you said his base mistake does not really affect his game because he's been hitting home runs.
Yeah.
At the same time, we got Pete Alonso who has 253 home runs, right, with the record right now. And I'm listening to you and Sal saying, "Oh, I don't know if it's gonna hold good. They should not resign him." Sal, did I get this wrong when you said your dad was a Mets fan or you used to take it to Mets games?
No, I said, yeah, my dad's a Mets fan. Well, my dad's was a Dodgers fan growing up, and then obviously a Mets guy.
So I think you really hate the Mets. I want to ask you a question. Who's the better faceman right now in the National League?
Who's the better what?
Pete Alonso is the best first baseman in an NL.
Pete's having a really good season. I'm not sure what you want me to say.
He's better than Bryce Harper. He's better than Freddie Freeman. And he's better than your guy, the guy from the Braves.
Olsen's pretty good.
One second, BT, if you don't mind. There was a caller who called you. His name was Frank. And he said something about David Stern.
Yeah.
As far as me, he hasn't done anything for me. He left Milwaukee. Milwaukee's right now the best team in baseball. And he's never signed any Met that I could point to, right? So his biggest challenge...
Did he sign Sean Manaea? Did he sign Manaea?
Well,
Coco, he signed Manaea, man. He signed Manaea. Did he sign Iglesias a year ago who had 400 in Queens, which, by the way, was a Mets club record for batting average at home? Yes. I mean, now, you can quantify the batting average. You can't quantify chemistry. Why do you think part of the reason was the Mets had great chemistry a year ago? A large chunk of that was coming from Iglesias. Now, Stearns has had a lot of mistakes as well. Montas, disaster. The Wendell thing comes up, but that was quick. 1 year, $2 million, get lost, you can't play. Winker hasn't really worked out. There's other things I get. He didn't give Nimmo the contract. He didn't bring in Marte. The Soto thing is, I'll never give him credit for that. That's Steve Cohen stepping up like a boss and taking care of business. But remember, Coco, and I appreciate the call, and certainly I love the kind words. Thank you. But you started with the Alonso Volpe thing, and it seems as if you don't think I'm being fair to Alonso because if I, defend Volpe, and why am I lukewarm on a massive contract for Alonso? Loosely translated in terms of your main point. Fair. That's a fair pushback, but I'm going to give you the reason why. Listen, if you guys think this, and Sal says this too, and he's right, if you guys think that this is driven by Yankee or Met bias, I honestly don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you, except that that's never my motivation. Yeah, we have fun certain times. You got to pick the side and do what you got to do. But the opinions, the strong opinions, my true baseball convictions are never formulated by the fact that I had Mattingly posters on my wall as a kid. I can promise you that. So, but the difference with the Pete Volpe stuff is that Volpe's making no money, okay? And I also said bench him. You make it seem like I was saying they should be batting first or second. Now, Sal wanted to send them down. I didn't. I want him to sit. They didn't do that either. Fought his way out of it. Now he's back at a tailspin swinging the bat. He's just been maddeningly hasn't been good enough. He has not been good enough, period. Nothing else to add to that. Not been good enough, period. The Alonso stuff is more delicate and much more nuanced because if Pete was, like we said, his first couple of years when he was making peanuts, my God, this guy's an absolute horse, man. This guy's a beast. And, that's when the conversation's about early. You think about those early thoughts of, hey, maybe this is going to be the best Mets position player ever. That's when that started to sprout up. And when that sprouts up, and now you get to age 30, which is where he's at now, and, you enter the market like you did a year ago, and you play first base, and you're a righty, and you're going to be 30, and you're not a fast athlete or a quick twitch guy. My opinions, baseball-driven, were what they were, and they still are. I'm not giving Pete 5 years. It's not worth it. That's me. But to you emotionally, he is, and I respect that. And not just emotionally, he's having a really good year. Now, Judge got hurt, got to 100 RBIs before Aaron Judge did. That's a statistical fact, That's really, I think, the biggest difference. It's never pro-Volpe blindly because he doesn't deserve that at this point. It's never anti-Pete blindly because he doesn't deserve that at that point and at this point. It's about, you want to give this guy a couple of $100 million? I wouldn't. And by the way, based on the inactivity from the other teams around baseball last year, everybody agreed with me. Does that change this year? And maybe from the Mets' perspective, pass a straw. You know what he means to the fans. Big season, tightened up some things defensively. Maybe it adds another year on there. Maybe. But it doesn't radically change. You're not getting the Olsen 7 years or 8 years, 168, whatever he got a couple of years ago. Really, the money that Pete turned down that's never coming back. Never. Let me get Scott and poor Jeff, BT and Sal on the fan. Hey, Scott.
Yo, BT, what's going on? How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing today, bud? You all right?
All right. So you're talking about playing golf with your boys and stuff like that, but how many times do you hit a drive, maybe late in the afternoon, early in the morning, little dog leg, you know exactly where that ball is supposed to be. You go there, and it's gone, right? Yeah. You can't find it. So my buddies and I came up with, we call it the gallery ball.
Oh.
Because we were playing a tournament, and the gallery was there. They were pointing right to where the ball is.
It's good.
You don't take a penalty.
I like it.
You don't take a penalty. You just drop the ball and go from there.
I like that. Now you got to expand that out to the greens at some point as well. Although I'm usually okay on the greens, like that's where my confidence is. So that's why I'm probably not going to shoot a 112 or something crazy like that because I could putt a little bit. But I like that the gallery rule. Hey, if there were fans, and we are good enough, why aren't there fans watching us? If there were fans here, they'd say, hey, the ball's right here. You'd have a little official run over wearing that, little safari hat and little khakis, whatever. Put down that little, like when you put the stuff on your grass, the little white flag, whatever, to keep the rodents off or the dog doesn't eat the poison. And there's the ball. It's not our fault that the gallery didn't do their job. I like that. That is a very, very good one. Do I have time? Yeah, real quick. Mike's in Cottage Valley Cottage. What's going on, Mike? Last one of the day. Go ahead, pal.
Hey, BT. Last week you guys had John Sterling on.
Music off.
And
thank you. We'll be quick. I mean, come on. Go ahead, Mike.
All right. Okay. 1974, they traded Bobby Mercer.
Yeah.
And the same day, John Hadle was traded from San Diego.
Okay.
So I called up. John Sterling was on one of the early talk shows, I don't know, MCA or WOR, something back. This is 1974.
Got to hurry up. Gotcha.
And he got all mad and jumped all over me because he got tired of taking Bobby Mercer calls and wanted to talk about John Hadle. I just thought that was kind of surprising, but he wasn't working for the Yankees at the time.
I know he wasn't. He was doing Brave stuff and Net stuff and Hawk stuff and all the other stuff. I know John's career. There you go. The early days of sports radio. Happy Radio Day to all who celebrate. All right. Is Evan in? Is Evan out? I know Evan did a drunk Rico last night with Hoff. He was drunk. I don't know how drunk, but they were drunk. Is Evan in today?
No, he's not.
Evan's out, so he's hungover. Can't handle his booze. See, Hoff, the BT and Sal show, you have a couple drinks.
Well, I don't see Hoff